Friday Bashers. Good evening, everyone. This is I Bashers. It is Classic Fridays. I am Dirk, your host. It is your show. I just hosted. Who's in the room tonight? Let's see who's starting us out. We have the big guy joining us in, 10, 15, 17 minutes or so it goes. Number one in the room, Andrew Wolkowicz with Canadian $10 super chat. I'll be here for 6 p.m. Andrew, where's my earrings? And hopefully everyone else will be here too. Upvote and subscribe, everyone, and enjoy the day. Let's start you off as usual with the super chat gong. Ray's here. Ah, sure, that will do. You're probably over at Usha's right now because you just can't get enough of that guy, can you? Dave, Fahrenheit 451 upvoted. Hey, Dave, Fahrenheit 451. Dave at 450. I can never get that thing right until I've got the track in my ears for the Basher of the Day track. Try to rhyme. Try to get the syntax of Dave F451. It's not easy. Dean, upvoted number 4. I don't care anymore. Who cares? I'm 109 in the room. You're number one in our hearts, though, baby doll. Ken Furby. Hello, everyone. Oh, no, I've completely missed the boat. You have to say it in an Irish accent. Boat. I've missed the boat. Here, I'm blaming me body clock. Obviously not the Aquaterra, that's for sure. You know the process. You know. CW Watch enthusiast. Hey to all the bastards. Sadly up early for work again in the morning, but we'll catch the show tomorrow. Look at that Chris Ward dial looking pretty great. Gashman's here. Hello, people. Dave Fitzsimons. Jesus, it's Friday. Thank for that. Let's bash. Let's do it. I'm going to start out the show with the Gallery of Bashtards because, we never get to do that on Friday, and I've got a bunch. Why shouldn't I do that? Melly C is here. Hey, darling. Hey, Dirk and all the bastards. Hey to you and to the kids. And Bert Dundee. Hi, folks. Great to see you all in the room. Let's start it out. Let's just do it from the jump because, we don't get a chance to do that during the Oisin when he shows up. We'd start talking about all things crazy. Anyway, it's the Gallery of Bastards.
The Gallery of Bashtards, send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards, you share them with me, and I share with the world.
Gallery of Bastards, you share them with me, and I share with the world. You send that information to Basherdirk@gmail.com. That's Basherdirk@gmail.com. You share it with me, and I share with the world, and I do. Because you're worth it. Let's start out with Kieran. He got the brand new red Aquaterra. Let's start out with that. It's a gorgeous piece. He got a bunch. He's got some more shots. I think he's got a little bit of a movie. Look at that. Look at that dial. Look at that date at 6. What do you guys think about how they've got the minute hands with the broad arrow, but they don't have it on the hour hand? I think it's an unusual choice, and I think it separates from the men from the boys to keep it away from the CK2 915 world. I rather like it. I love this watch. I think it's gorgeous. That's it on the wrist and the box and the paperwork. Looks great on you, Kieran. What else? Yeah, you sent me something else too. This is a PSX. Oh, look at you. We get to see the man himself with his big Panama hat. Fantastic. Looking great. Having a cognac. Oh, that's what you had at the dealer. And you're having a cigar, and you've got something gorgeous on, like what looks like, I don't know, green alligator or something like that. Look at you. Oh, you're in. Where are you? Is that Monte Carlo? It is indeed, man. I'm good. Holy smokes. Look at you in Monte Carlo. Looking cooler than cool. That's where you got the watch, right? I wonder, how do they up to, and you're having that looks like you are having a some kind of a beverage. Is that mint? Are you having a caipirinha? Or looks great. Thanks for those, man. It's probably God, I bartended for how many years, and I can't come up with that off the top of me head. Isn't that crazy? Andrew Wolkowicz with the kids at the foot of his bed. It's great to see the kids looking great. Oh, look at you guys. Amazing. Amazing. I don't have any more shots. I'll tell you now that without Laverne around, I take so few photographs. Olive took over the blanket. That's just what cats do. It's all about territory. Cats are all about territory. They're warring. They're a warring species. Look at you, you beautiful, beautiful baby. That blanket looks super cozy. I'll never forget when I got my chenille and I gave it to her. She looked at me and she was like, "That's for me?" I was like, "It's for you." Dean says, "This shit will put hair on your chest. I don't need any more than I have. Advise, do not drive heavy machinery after consumption." Let's see what you got here. Cancel now. I don't want to download that. I just want to open it. Google. You Google you. What is this? Moonshine. O'Donnell High Proof Moonshine. 50% alcohol, 100 proof. Well, 100 proof is, not that crazy. I mean, I don't drink liquor at all. But, I mean, we've got stuff here that's, that will kill you. Look at this. From Manchester. Looks crazy. I wouldn't drink that if you paid me. I'd clean a wound with it, though. What's this stuff? Maroon rum. I hope it's not 65% alcohol. Boy. Oh, boy. I just can't, It's not like I can't handle my booze. There is a time when I can't handle it. I don't drink liquor, hard liquor. I drink wine and I drink beer and spritzes, and that's as far as I will go. I know my alcohol worth. I've, over the years, I figured out what I can and what I can't do. Gin makes me a total asshole. I mean, I don't drink spirits, but if I ever did, it was gin because I think it tastes good. Especially with tonic. I like tonic, but it makes me a total arse. So I stay away from it. You gotta know what your limits are. What's going on here? Shag Daddy Rocks is having a Camus, one of the absolute better wines from the west coast of California. It's a Camus. It's the Camus 2020. Look at that. You took the foil off. Okay, it was stored correctly. You can see that. The cork looks good. But you're digging in there, though. You got two things happening. So obviously you were worried about the cork, huh? Okay. Are you around, Shag Daddy Rocks? Are you around to talk about how good this vintage was? Looks great. You have a lot of Cointreau there. Were you making a bunch of margaritas? Camus, made famous by Mariah Carey when she had the song called "Get the Out," and she's on top of a countertop in a negligee because she's descended into absolute trash, and she's singing about Camus. I mean, she used to be one of the greatest singers and chanteuses in the world, and she just drank the hip hop Kool-Aid and decided to become like a hip hop thing. And here's Mindy. Oh God, Mindy, killing me. Unbelievable, on her little patchwork pillow. Oh, look at you. You're such a baby. Oh God. Does she know she knows how cute she is? Amazing. Oh, look at you. Feisty eyes. That's what we got going on there. And there's Mork, who deserves much more screen time than he gets. What are you doing there? You upside down sleeping? That's great. Fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. That's all the Gallery of Bashtards. I wanted to get that out of the way because we generally don't get to do it on Fridays, but here we are. Mike Callan's in the room with $1. Thank you so much for that little super chat. It's great. Let's give you, hey, man, it's all wonderful. How are you all tonight, and what are you up to? Let's read what's going on in the comments. Mork doing yoga. Doesn't it look like that? I was such a, for years and years and years, probably the better part of 15 years, I woke up every day early and went down to my local place, fell out of bed, went around the block and did 90 minutes or an hour, depending on which discipline I would do. I mostly did hot yoga for about 5 years, and then I switched over to hot vinyasa, which is a half an hour less because Hot yoga is just it's hot. They're both hot, but it's just so long. It's just after a while, you know all the 26 asanas, so you don't care anymore, and you get a little bit bored. Whereas vinyasa is 1 hour of getting your ass kicked. It's nonstop. It's energy. It's flow. It's yoga flow. You're moving very fast. You sweat like an absolute beast, and best shape of my life for sure. And I just haven't been in there, because they closed the shop when COVID happened and all that stuff. And it was really shitty. Hey, Michaela Chatillon is here. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you're all taking care of your mental health. Indeed. Hope so, too. Do something relaxing this weekend. So tomorrow, as she says, Michaela Chatillon, tomorrow is the big SS United States. I will be live streaming from parts of it. So the way it's going to work is the rules of the ship is it's a giant 1,000-foot ship in Philadelphia that Paul is the chairperson for the New York City chapter. We've been trying to save this boat for the better part of 15 years. It's America's flagship, the fastest ship that's ever crossed the Atlantic Ocean, holds the record in both directions. It's called the Blue Riband. And we're going down there about 6 o'clock in the morning, taking a ride with our friend Glenn, who's a co-chair with Paul. We'll be going down there, and we'll be taking people on the private tours. I mentioned it about 2 weeks ago. I did a special show. The only person who's coming with us tomorrow from the Basher gang that could make it is Carolyn Martin, and I'm looking forward to, because I've never met her in person. Isn't that amazing? And I have that very special bottle of Sauterne for you, my darling, and I can't wait for you to have it, because it's been sitting in my refrigerator for over a decade, and it was given to me by a very special person as a very special gift, and it's not something I know. I caught a little bit of a Sheen show. He's talking all things wine. We were all part of a wine club that. It was our own wine club. It wasn't like we were in a wine club. It was our own snooty little wine club. And Sauterne was never a wine that I participated in. It's not my cup of tea. He went through the whole, sec, demi-sec, brut thing, dry, extra dry, blah, blah, blah. I want it as dry as possible, and that is definitely not it. It's a dessert wine. It comes in a smaller bottle, but it's very expensive stuff when you get to the good stuff like Chateau Yquem and all that stuff. But tomorrow is going to be the SS United States, and I'm looking forward to it because we're taking about 200 people on a private tour of the ship. Now, it's very hot on the eastern seaboard in New York, and of course that ship is a big piece of steel, so there's no air conditioning inside there. It's very, very hot. So I will be taking and I don't know how good the signal is going to be once I get into certain parts of the ship. So what I'll probably be doing is lingering up and about on the decks, various decks of the ship. If you haven't seen what she looks like, I'll show her to you. SS United States images. Let's do that. So okay, so this is her in all of her glory back in the glory days. This is what she looked like. She's absolutely gorgeous. One of the most beautiful ships ever in the whole wide world. So I'll probably be doing the stream from all these decks on the top. And I'll probably try to stay away from, I'll be able to go inside the promenade areas because I'll probably still be able to get some cellular signal there. I'm also thinking about taking a trip up the mast and taking everybody with me, which would be really fun. Unfortunately, she needs a paint job. She is, this is her now. She's kind of like this ghost ship in Philadelphia. And, that's what she looks like now. She's in dire need of a paint job. However, she is 98% tensile strength. She has no damage to her hull. There's no corrosion, no nothing. But it's a ghost ship inside. And it kind of looks like this when you go inside. Because all of her fittings had been stripped out when they docked her because a couple of reasons. One, we needed to sell things and it was all modular. She was never like the Titanic. She was never like the Normandy. She was a 1950s ship. She looked like, I Love Lucy or, one of these 1950s hotels. It was all paneling and everything was modular and removable. So it's not like she ever had any kind of like a great woodwork or anything like that. And this is on the right hand side here. If you see this was all the staterooms, and they're all gone because they were all removable by just popping them out. And all that stuff got taken out because there was a ton of asbestos in the ship, which was the miracle mineral, which of course they found out later on was completely cancer causing. So we won't be seeing any of that stuff. That's been taken out about 20 years ago. But she's absolutely gorgeous. And this is what the Conservancy is, thinking about doing, turning her into a museum, hotels, shopping, esplanade, and most of all, a maritime museum for the history, because she was built by William Francis Gibbs in cooperation and in secret with the United States Navy. And this is what she looks like from Philadelphia, from far away. This is from the street view. This is all just so you know, this is all just peeling paint. It is not indicative of the shape she's in. She is in fantastic shape. She just is in dire need of a paint job. But a paint job would cost like $4 million. It's a lot of stuff. But this is the idea, to bring her back, and this is what she'll look like. This is like one of the beautiful renderings to get her back in shape. Basically, she'll get stripped, she'll get painted, and all kinds of construction will happen. It's like the Queen Mary in Long Beach, the Queen Elizabeth II is in Dubai, in Holland you have the SS Rotterdam. All of these things are very successful and they're extremely profitable, and they have all been turned into hotels, esplanades, museums, etc., etc. And this is the pride of the United States fleet. So she's absolutely gorgeous, and it's going to be like a concert space. It's all the renderings are completely done, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow, and I'm very excited about it. Very excited, and I can't wait to see Carolyn Martin, etc., etc. Melly C says, a trip to the vets today. Mork was under the weather with IBS. Oh, no, Melly C. Oh, I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Oh, God. All of our best wishes and prayers to Mork, because he's a beautiful beast. IBS, Laverne had it too. She had it. She had IBS, and she would throw up quite a lot, 14 years of it. And, I never got desensitized to it. I never was like, oh, she's just vomiting, because I had to watch everything. It turns out, Melly C, Laverne was allergic to chicken. All those years I was giving her chicken, and she was allergic to it the entire time. So a lot of the times they figure out that the IBS in cats is caused by a major allergen. So we had to do novel proteins. So I had to basically take her off what I was giving her, give her venison, take her off that, give her beef. Eventually we settled on beef because she was tolerating it really well. Oh, Mork, I hope he feels better. Andrew Wilkowicz, tomorrow I will be relaxing at work. Can you relax at work? Is that a thing? Is that possible? Dirk, I not that gone on that guy. Kind of more of a love-hate relationship, to be honest. Clear, actually, I was zeroing red dot laser sights. Ray, you never failed to amaze me with your Morse code. Dirk, I not gone on that guy. I don't know what any of that means. Send me an email. Tell me what that means. You can write it in English. In Irish, I'll translate it. Andrew Wilkowicz says, ask DuPont to sponsor. DuPont. Like DuPont, like the fancy French company with the lighters, or DuPont, the chemical company? Like Carrie says, she looks like she has camouflage for Philly. You know what? Philadelphia has never been a good fit for her. It's just that that's where they put her. That's what was available, because New York was extremely unfriendly towards her, because we have this. It's different now. Back when she was ready to go find a new home after she was retired in 1969, the ship. And when I wasn't involved then, Paul wasn't involved then, when we were looking for a home for her, I say we, meaning they, the only place that was available was Philadelphia, and it was a really good rate, and they just said, okay, that sounds like a good fit. Philadelphia is pretty rough. If anybody's ever been there, I had never, ever been to Philadelphia until the SS United States became on my radar. I never played there. I never visited there. And it's a rougher town. It's, I live in New York, and, I know where the rough spots are. Philadelphia is a rough town. So the waterfront there is like a lot of strip clubs and greasy spoons and riff-raffy kind of stuff. And they're going through some kind of renaissance down there, and they just decided that they wanted to up the rent. So the SS United States has been in court for the last, I don't know, 2 years, and they wanted to like triple the rent there. So we're out of here. We're out of here actually at the end of September, and we haven't found a new spot for her as yet. And that's what this whole big thing is about, trying to find a brand new berth for her, because she's, while there are partners in place, to design, the design and the blueprints and the money and all that stuff. It's in place. We just don't have the perfect spot for her. And at this point in the game, we would love for her to be in New York, but it doesn't look like that's ever going to happen, because New York is filled with the Intrepid, and they just kicked the Concorde off the Intrepid. The Intrepid people are a pack of douchebags. They don't seem very interested in sharing that spot. And by the way, that was the SS United States' original berth, that particular spot there. They don't want to play with, they don't play nice with others. So they've had the Concorde, the British Airways Concorde on top of there. It's like a sea, land, air, blah, blah, blah. Well, they've never been happy with that. And the berth next door became available, and they did everything in their power to make sure the SS United States didn't kind of suck up some of their revenue, which makes no sense. It's extremely backwards thinking, because the SS United States is going to be a hotel. So not only will it help your revenue, you dum-dums, it will create a shopping experience, dining experience, hotel experience, live concert venue. People will go there and then go to your space too. So it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever for the Intrepid people to be so small in their thinking, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand why they're doing that. I don't get it at all, but that's how it is. And she does look like, camouflage, because paint, there is lead paint there. Now the lead paint has mostly been removed. So whatever looks like rust is not actually rust. And if there is any rust, it's surface rust, because we had to have her completely tested, and she is in amazing shape. And Andrew Wolkowicz says chemical as in paint. Well, I don't know. Is DuPont still a paint company? I mean, didn't they go through so many problems several years ago with, when I think of DuPont, I think of the wrestling scandal, the guy that was the heir to the DuPont fortune. I mean, he was like some crazy closet homo, and he was like macking on these wrestler guys, and then DuPont had a lot of chemical problems and waste. I don't really know. It's crazy. Andrew says the Intrepid people sound like they're behaving like the hottest girl at the bar who found one of her plain friends to bring her supermodel cosplay. That's exactly that's a good analogy, Andrew, because they just don't want anybody else in the vicinity who's anything of an attraction. Now, the plan would be to dry dock her first, which is probably where she's going to wind up in September. A dry dock so she could be completely stripped, repainted so she looks gorgeous again, and then the construction will begin. So that by the time she rolled up next to the Intrepid, which still could happen, has a lot to do with government red tape. It has a lot to do with just bureaucratic crap. She'll pull up and she'll look like the hottest model, because she's gorgeous. She's long and slender and leggy and all those things. She's not one of the cruise ships nowadays, because she's not a cruise ship. She was an ocean liner. Big difference, because they need to cut through the Atlantic. So they need to have a certain kind of, geometry to them. Whereas these lumbering, cumbersome boats that the ships that go to the Caribbean and the Tenerife and the Azores, they're these giant, blocky, floating monstrosities, and they just look like a big rectangle on top of a hull. And they're all patios and balconies, and they're ugly. They don't look like ships anymore. They're just, there's a couple of ships out there that have somewhere in the neighborhood of 5,000 rooms. I mean, what kind of crazy crap is that? It's just absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, your analogy is 100% correct. The Intrepid, Intrepid is a aircraft carrier. I mean, it's a battleship. It's a giant thing. And I went to San Diego, which is the naval capital of America, where they have all their big ships and stuff. And what do they have on top of all the decks of all the aircraft carriers? They have lots of different planes and other things to try to get people involved, try to get really, really, really interested in all the different things and the attraction. Whereas they just have, it's a big gray battleship. You know what gray paint smells like? You know, the first time you ever went into school in September, the beginning of the year, and the floors were painted gray, depending on where you went. I went to Catholic school, but I did go to public high school for a short time, and it just smells like that gray industrial paint. They're unfinished. They're not attractive. The only thing that they have there now, video screens and games and places to buy a hat and places to buy a jacket, and that's it. They're not beautiful. There's no beauty. Whereas this thing, there's a museum that you could have that will display the ribands, that will display all the beautiful achievements that the ship has made. And she's a testament to the strength of the US Navy and all the secret plans, because she was somewhere in the vicinity of 47 knots. I mean, it was some unheard of. Her engine room, I've been in there many, many, many times. I do not think my live stream is going to work down there because I'm going to be encased in steel. That's why I have to be very, very careful with my streaming tomorrow. I'm also not allowed to photograph myself on the ship. So the camera will be facing outward the entire time, because there is a rule, something that I had to sign years ago, that says I will never photograph myself on the ship. And that's for insurance purposes. And I'm not a rule breaker. I'm a law abider. So I'll be doing that. So yeah. Angelo Minichello's in the room. Good evening, Dirk and the crew. Good evening, Angelo. Great to see you. Time flies. You're over for machine. Yes. Stephen Minash says, I missed a great story. Uh-oh, what did I miss? What did I miss? What great story did I miss, Shush?
I'll just tell the story about Ireland. With fun laughs.
Before I started the show, I heard you and a mate were on your way to Leitrim, and you were going down country. I heard the beginning of it. You're going down a country lane, and 45 minutes is like, oh, it's just down the road.
Yeah, that was the story. It got crazier and crazier, but it was fun. I think everyone had a good laugh.
Did you get picked up by Tinkers?
No, I nearly got beat up by Leitrim lads.
Oh, Jesus. Knackers.
No, they don't have knackers there.
They don't have knackers there?
No, the knackers are mostly around Dublin.
Well, there's plenty of knackers in the West too, my friend.
I guess.
Yeah, but there's knackers everywhere, isn't there? I've never been up in that part of Ireland.
For anybody watching, knackers is Knacker. It's nothing to do with a different word that sounds similar.
What's the similar Irish word?
Thing. The N word.
Oh, Jesus.
The N word.
Christ. Oh, no.
Well, there's a lot of Americans that'll hear you say that and go, what are they saying? Is that some sort of amalgamation of that? And then we're fucking cancelled for life. And I just wanted to make sure that didn't happen.
No, knackers. Knackers. When I was a kid, I have
a funny thing to tell you.
Go, tell me everything.
Someone, I believe Nikki was her name in my chat.
Okay.
There's a few new people came over to the channel.
Hi, new people.
If they came over here, I don't know, but maybe if they're subbed and they have the auto play on, maybe they were knocked over, but maybe not. Who knows? Mm-hmm. But anyway, she says, "Are you gay?" She asked me, "Was I gay?" I was like, "I wish Dirk was here for this."
Sorry, ladies, he's straight.
But I was thinking, like, why is she asking that? Is it because I'm talking about wine?
Why is wine gay?
Wine might be a little bit gay.
No, I think, you know what I think is gay? Buggery.
Sodomy.
Sodomy's gay. Wine's not gay. Do you remember years ago the kids were like saying that you're gay, that's gay, and then everybody's like, oh, you can't say that. I'm like, why not? We're stripping all the fun slurs. It doesn't offend the gays. Wine is gay.
I don't know. Maybe
French cuisine is certainly gay then. As a matter of fact, France is gay.
France is pretty gay. Maybe it's because I was defending the boxer, the Algerian boxer, or something like that. Maybe. Are you
man.
gay?
Oh God. Now let's get the party started on that. So
Okay.
I saw all the I can't believe they're letting a bloke beat a girl up in a ring. Oh my God. Can you believe that? My brother would get arrested if he smacked me around. Meanwhile, I'm like, hold the phone, people. I don't know what particular news outlet you're watching or where you're getting your information from. It's like a couple things. One, she's Algerian. Two, I believe she has a chromosomal disorder where she was born with some XY chromosome. She has a vagina and a uterus, etc., etc., etc. She's been a girl her entire life. She has a thing. And the IOC makes you go through certain things to make sure that balance and this and that, whatever.
Yeah.
I am not. You don't think that men should be able to fight women in a ring, right?
No. And
No.
I forgot to mention that on my episode. And that was remiss. I don't. There are some people, on TikTok and Instagram saying, "Oh, all the anti-woke guys are getting their knickers in a twist," and it turns out this is actually, biological female, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But then they're adding, if it was a trans man, it would still be okay. And I draw the line there. I don't think that should. Yeah.
Oh, look at you! Listen, it's just common sense, people, and it's completely unfair because men have, regardless of whatever wokery pill that you decide to swallow, men have an unfair advantage in strength and muscle density and all these things. In boxing, that's
especially
insane.
In boxing, upper body strength.
It's insane.
Like a woman, I used to always say, a woman's legs are just as strong as a man's in many cases.
Sure.
Right?
Especially with the chicken legs I see on all these kids these days.
If she
girls.
If she gets, if the doctor got on her back and decided to kick the shit out of me, it would be just as bad as a man, her height.
Yeah.
Because she had legs up to the sky and they were fucking muscly as hell because she was in the gym every day and cycling every day. She would do just as much damage, if not more, with the fucking high heels or boots or whatever, as a man could. But upper body strength? No. Now listen, if it's Woody Allen against Serena Williams, that's different.
Obviously.
But,
how many guys want to ride that train just for that reason?
Yeah.
Because they're just the whole idea of being dominated by this big muscly, she's just a muscle machine, the density of muscle on that girl.
The truth, that Algerian woman, her name is in Imaine, I think Imaine Khalid. She beat the shit out of me. She's a fucking boxer. And, they're all butch. All the boxers, all the female boxers are probably gay and butch. I mean, they're definitely butch, but they're probably also gay. A lot of them are. It's okay. It's just they wind up in boxing and judo and fucking hardcore shit.
I think it's, chromosomally, it has nothing to do with it. Maybe it has something to do with, their hormones, et cetera, but, you get very effeminate gay dudes and you get some very butch gay dudes, but I always used to say, you'll walk into a leather bar and you'll see all these big, hairy, macho guys with big, thick beards, and they're still talking about Barbra Streisand. Right. I mean, or they're like, "Hey, girls," they'll do that, and I'll be like, wah, 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 wah.
Whereas the gay butch women are talking about how they're going to lift a couch up to the new apartments the next day by hand.
Right? Yeah, they're talking about lumber.
So but she's particularly particularly strong. She has very masculine features in her face.
She does. She does.
She's on the cusp there.
She's on the cusp.
She has a vagina. She has a uterus. She could breastfeed if she had a baby. She's a woman. It's a woman. It's just a fucking tough bitch. And by the way, I showed on my show the Irish girl who beat her in 2022.
Right.
The Irish boxer.
Sure.
And she came out, today she came out in defense of her, saying, listen, I boxed against her. She's a great boxer, but it's definitely a fucking girl, and I fucking beat her ass.
Right.
And I ain't fucking trans anything.
She ain't
So
trans,
stop with
right.
the horse shit.
Yeah.
That Italian, I don't know what happened to that Italian girl. She just fucking melted in 30 seconds. She just went, shit, I'm in over my head here.
Because she got hit so fucking hard.
She
that
took
just
a
said-
hard one to the face, and she went,
She
"Oh
did.
fuck, I can't handle 20 minutes."
And then it started this nonsense. Adrian Rader, sorry, wrong guys. It does not have that's not nice. It does not have female in them. Yes, she
it doesn't
does.
have a dick. Adrian,
There's no penis involved. So
Adrian,
I don't know.
you're so wrong. She does not have a dick.
She does
There's
not.
no argument about it. No, she does not.
I don't know what dark web googling you use, but you know,
Look,
it's
and
not
he
true.
goes, stop perpetuating this woke shit.
The opposite is
giveaway.
true, buddy.
It's no, it's the giveaway.
Yeah, it's a giveaway. It's woke.
Yeah,
shit.
once you
We're
start
totally against men fighting against women. I don't think a woman and a man should compete in any kind of event. You know, you can have men and women on tug of war. I mean, it's ridiculous. You can't do that. It's not fair. All these women who train so hard to be the elite, the top, the best. A guy who's a middling athlete in that sport is still likely going to beat them, and it's just not fair.
Yeah, it's not chess.
Not fair,
right?
You know.
So yes, but
and Adrian, you'd probably beat most girls in a blowjob contest. So get your act together.
Don't ban him though.
I'm not banning him. I'm just having a bit of fun with him.
Yeah. Okay.
Daniel Gutierrez says, ride that train. You know you want to. I used to have this guy who came in the bar, and he was this tiny little guy, and he was a very nice guy. But he knew I was a big tennis fan. He's like, are you watching the Serena match? I was like, yeah, definitely. He's like, hoo. And he would just get so excited over watching this, you know, behemoth, you know, of muscle and incredible muscularity. It's a fantasy for a lot of people. But listen, this whole controversy, drives me crazy.
You know what Adrian did before you go ahead? Sorry.
No.
Adrian did? He wants to believe it. So he looked up, he searched only that. And then he found all the results saying that. This is the problem with the internet. Adrian, do yourself a favor, man. Crawl out of that horrible hole you're in.
It's not worth it.
Search the opposite. Imagine you're us. And search that, because then you'll find all the stuff about really who she is. They fucking checked her. She was disqualified last year in 2023 because they said that she had an unfair advantage. She's a particularly butch woman. Okay,
she does have traces of XY in her system.
Yeah,
she does.
She has a high level of testosterone.
Yeah,
and. You know, I was talking about a drinking competition tonight in the middle of Leitrim, and the
yards of beer. I heard you saying that.
Yeah, the yards of beer. But at the end, they did the females, and there was one woman with practically a mustache. And this is a long time before the woke. Okay, it's just a fucking tough ass Irish bitch. That's all it is.
Sure.
And she would have fucking had any man in the room if they'd go near her, but they wouldn't. Because she's a heifer, but she swallowed a pint of Guinness in less than half a second. And then they put the fastest male, which was actually me, but they disqualified me because I'm from Dublin. It goes through the whole story. But the second fastest male against her, and she beat the shit out of him. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, Adrian, I don't know where in the world you are that you're picking up all this information. You need to get out of that. I can help you. We can help you if you want.
Baron says, saying woke doesn't mean anything. I'm so tired of that stuff, you know.
There's only like woke are annoying. There's only one more crowd that are more annoying than the woke crowd. That's the anti-woke crowd.
Yeah.
You're a woke. You're a woke.
Yeah.
You know what woke mean? Awake. It means awake. You woke up. You woke up from a bad nightmare. You now see reality. You're awake.
I hate all that. I hate all the appropriation of all these words. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It's like I'm typing out like Ray. I don't know what I'm saying.
I know, but how can you criticize people for being awake about things? They've come to
it's a false sense of awokenness, you know. And they're like, I'll never forget the first time I heard that word woke, and I went, like certain things don't make sense to you when you hear them appropriated in that way. And I'm like, okay, so I understand taking back, like, pejoratives, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's cool. Like, I'm a faggot or something like that, or whatever, now you see like fags for Jesus and it's a bunch of gay dudes or whatever, whatever. I get all that. But when you hear a word like, that was so chewing gum. You know what? You're chewing gum. And what does chewing gum mean? It means whatever you want because somebody decided to coin it and you reuse it. So now you look in the dictionary.
History. It has a history in the black community as well. But anyway,
well, it goes makes up stuff. They do. They make up. I mean, it's a whole. Did you know that I was watching?
You're such a right winger. Sometimes. Let me read this. The anti-woke crowd are the new SJWs. What's SJW? What does that stand for? I don't know what that means.
St. John's Wood.
They are the triggered ones. They're the triggered ones now. It's true. The anti-woke are the only ones I can think of that are worse than the woke. They're the fucking worst. They're just like they get up in the morning, they leave the house, and they go, "Is that a woke bus passing me on the street? Is that a person who colored their hair and put a nose ring? Are they woke?" And they just get fucking triggered by this.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, all it means is they woke up, they're awake. That's really what it goes back to. Right. Understanding history and understanding prejudice and things like that. That's what they fucking woke up to. Now, some of them take it a little far. And both myself and Dirk are on that page. And as we just said 10 minutes ago, I would not like to see a biological man who's a boxer. I don't mean Woody Allen or some little frail guy. I mean, a fucking biological man who's trained to be a boxer go in a ring with a biological woman who's trained to be a boxer, because there is no fucking comparison. No. It would be completely unfair, of course. I draw the line there. I know a lot of people who wouldn't. Luckily, my daughter doesn't watch any of these live streams on a Friday night because she fucking kicked me in the ass for all this shit. She'd be like, "Dad, you're such a fucking conservative, backwards Republican."
Oh, compared to her, you're probably.
Oh yeah. She looks at me like, I'm a dinosaur to her. Completely.
Listen, we are better than most of the product of our times, though, for the most part, because a lot of guys and girls in my era, plus or minus, 10 years, actually plus 10 years, it's all gone. It's all gone down the right shithole completely. But I mean, I can't believe what comes out of some people's mouths half the time. And as like you like to say, I teeter on the right a little bit. I don't. A little bit sometimes. It depends on
you don't
certain
know
things.
When you do, but it's okay. I still love you, man. It's all right.
Yeah, well, I mean, coming from
you wander right over there, way over, and I go, "Hey, come back,"
because you're such an extreme lefty.
I'm way over.
But
there.
You know who's even more lefty than you? Your sister.
Oh, Miles. She looks at me and she's like, "This guy's with his fucking Rolex, a stupid fucking watch." She looks at that as terrible, terrible shit. Are you kidding me? She just, I love my sister to bits. She's one of the most brilliant people in the world.
Brilliant and
she's super brilliant, but she's also looking and judging me with every fucking grin she has. Every little grin I see in her face, she's like,
it's beautiful.
And you see the eyebrow going like this. Like,
yeah.
Look at the screen.
She's a warrior. Your sister. She's a warrior.
She's Irish. O'Malley blood.
That's right. Baron von Noob, I'm loving your comments in the room tonight, Baron. I'm Dutch, and they would almost consider me a commie in the States.
Oh, they would.
Oh, instantaneously.
Oh, yeah.
Because, for one, people in America don't know what a communist is. You pinko, they have no idea what it even means. They have no idea what socialism means. Like, the entire world is fucking socialist, my friends, including the United States. You just don't realize it yet.
That's true.
Social security, welfare, any kind of food stamps. Guess what that is, kids? It's socialism.
The fire department.
Anything. You pay taxes, right? You pay taxes. Socialism.
They don't ask you for your credit card when they're putting the flames out on your house, do they?
No. The only thing we don't have is what we should have is socialized medicine.
Of course. I know a lot of people in the medical industry over there who agree with that. doctors, actual doctors who are like, listen, it should be free healthcare for all, but we're in this system and that's all we have to roll with it. You know?
Yeah, it's too late. And you know what? There's too many people in this country. Like, here's a question, and I don't know the answer to this, and that's why I love doing this show, because everybody in here is so smart. What's the healthcare situation like in a place like India, where they have ridiculous billions of people? What do they have there? What's in place there?
It's a social democracy. The only country, somewhat modern country in the world I know of that charges, not just charges, but charges out of the wazoo for healthcare is the United States of America.
Okay.
I mean, you can buy private healthcare in a lot of countries. If you want to pay extra, you can buy that.
So you don't
shit.
have to wait on the NHS lines and all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, you'll still have to wait. There's still wait lists. I mean, even in the States where people pay a lot of money, you still got to wait. You have to get a fucking heart transplant. You still have to wait. It's not like it's instantaneous. In fact, quite often the wait lists are way too long, and certainly the money.
Yeah.
No, I remember when I went. Remember last year I had that pain in my gut, and I thought it was my liver finally gave in. And you were on the phone the whole time, and I was going to the hospital, and it was incredible. I went to the Vicenza hospital. My God, it was fucking modern. It was like it was Star Trek level shit, and they fucking took care of me, and it was marvelous. And I walked out, and I was on the phone with you, and it was in the middle of the night because I went late because I didn't want to sit around. And you were like, "So, what's the bill for that?" And I was like, "There's no bill." And you were aware of the system, but it still was so foreign to you. You're like, how can there not be a bill for all of that treatment?
Yeah. I mean, I figured you have to pay a little something, not
some sort of
zero.
little tax or something.
Something, yeah. Because you do have to pay something when you go to the pharmacy in Italy. They do, and it's very little. Like, for example,
prescription drugs.
I use this shit. This costs. This is albuterol. This is, for asthmatics, right? Mm-hmm. So I always make sure I have this. This is by prescription only in the United States of America. So I generally pay through my insurance company, pays the bulk of it, and then I have to pay $25 every time I get one of those, which means that the cost of that is over $100 for this. I needed one of these in Vicenza when we were there. I walked in there. I told them what was wrong with this. This cost me €2.
Yeah. All prescription drugs, things that you need. Listen, if you don't need it, you want a nose job, rhinoplasty, Viagra, things that you don't necessarily. Actually, Viagra, you're going to get a prescription from your doctor, so then it will still be very, very cheap. You won't pay any more. You won't pay any more than €6 for any kind of anything. Remember, I got the antibiotics for my throat issue. It was €6 for the anti-Bs.
Wow.
Yeah, it's never any.
And that worked to treat too, because they have better drugs over there, higher milligrams, like better strength. We get like 0.5. That'll be $85, please.
There's one annoying thing they do here, though.
Go.
Especially here in Italy, they always look for the natural shit first. It's hard to explain. You go into a pharmacy, you have an ailment of some sort of rash on your ass, or God knows what you have. And they give you some fucking natural cream to put on in the bath and herbal extract bullshit first. They want you to try that first before you come back for the hard drugs. And I've had a million conversations because I lived with a fucking doctor for 2 years. And we had so many conversations about exactly that thing. I was like, the great thing about America is they just go straight for the fucking hard drugs. But sometimes you just need that. And I remember I broke up with the fucking doctor, and I was in I moved to a different apartment, and I had, there was this extreme heat, and I even had AC in that place. I don't have it here, and I actually don't miss it, believe it or not. But I had it there. I had it in the bedroom and in the main dining room. And I had it on, but I was still sweating.
I would die.
Yeah, you would die. I was still sweating profusely, and I got a rash on my chest from the sweat, and it started getting bad and started peeling, And And I reached out to her. Because we were still in speaking terms. I was like, yeah, I've got this thing. And I went to the pharmacy and they gave me a fucking cream and a thing and and I was like, oh, here we go again with the Italians trying to give you the natural option first.
Right.
And then didn't do anything. If anything, I felt like it made it worse.
Yeah.
So I finally broke and I texted her. I was like, listen, I've got this thing. And she goes, show me, because she has to see it. So I had to take a close-up flash photo of it. And she goes, oh, yeah, okay, so it's gotten a little out of hand. You've got some sort of skin reaction to the heat and the sweat, and you're in the bed and sweating on sweat and so on. And I said, listen, remember the conversations we had about let's go to the end of this whole thing, the end of the monopoly thing, pass go, collect $200, whatever. Let's go to the end. What is the thing? And she goes, what was it?
Clotrimazole?
No, she goes, cortisone.
Cortisone, yeah.
And she goes, I'll send a script, because cortisone comes in a cream with 1% cortisone. Hydrocortisone is a cream with 1%. She goes, I'll send a script so you get the hard shit. So she sent it to the Vicenza place. And I went over and I was like, I have to collect the thing. And I think it was 2% or 5%. It was quite high. You can't just get that over the counter. It's fucking dangerous shit. And I put it on. It was gone by the following morning completely.
Yeah.
I was like, now, if I was in the States, it's expensive and it's a fucking racket, and the people have a noose around their neck all their whole lives in America. It's a terrible thing. I feel terrible for people on minimum wage in America. But on the other hand, you walk in with an ailment like that, they are giving you the hard drugs. They're just giving you the fucking hard drugs. And I believe in beautiful hard drugs and medicine.
When you need them, yeah.
When you need them.
But in the United States, though, cortisone, not the good shit you got from her, cortisone is over the counter. So you could walk down the aisle at CVS or any of our big
cortisone and hydrocortisone and cortisone are over the counter even here.
Oh, they are
not in high doses.
Yeah.
It's 1% or 2% maximum that they'll give you. Anything farther, you need a doctor's script or you need the hospital to give you, and they say you need the 5%, the hard shit, and then it'll take care of the issue. But they won't give you that over the fucking counter because it's dangerous, you know.
Last time we visited you, 2021, right? So first we stopped in Rome and we went to go see Paul's cousin in Trastevere. Right. And he's Filippo. He's amazing. And listen, I'm a stocky fella and I have very big legs, and he dragged me all over Rome in 99-degree heat. And
you got a rash?
I got a heat rash on my thighs.
I got that.
And it was unbearable. Unbearable.
Your thighs are going like this.
Yeah.
You don't have the Italian thigh gap that every Italian has.
I don't have that.
I don't have that either.
Weightlifter legs,
if you're wearing shorts in the heat, your shit is going like that constantly for hours. Yeah, it's painful.
Filippo goes to me. He goes, "Oh no problem. Hold on a second." He goes into his drawer and he pulls out this tube, and I still have it. He gave it to me. It's in my drawer in my, because he used very little of it, and it was like that 5% hydrocortisone cream. I put it on, gone by dinner, gone.
That happened to me. You know where? You're gonna laugh. Rome. Walking around Rome for hours, and I was in the hotel later, and I was with the doctor, and I said, this is fucking killing me. And she goes, get in the shower and put it on cold and just leave it on there for 15 minutes. Just sit in the shower, take a little stool in the shower and sit there and just leave cold water on your legs. Like just pure cold, like no heat in it at all, just cold. It'll be uncomfortable at first.
Sure.
It was gone. Wow. That was just water.
There's Ferris with 50 pounds. What? You crazy maniac. Evening, gents. It's been a while. Hey, you. It's been a while. I haven't seen Des in a while. Have you?
Yeah. No, I haven't. I was talking to his son. I was talking to his son just yesterday. Brandon.
Great to see you, man.
Sweetest guy on earth.
Yeah,
they're all sweet. That family make me sick. They're so sweet.
They're so sweet. Let's give you Cuckold Man. Actually, I'm going to give you the big one. I'm going to give you that.
If
That is the scariest one you ever made. That is the scariest one. I actually, every time I look at that, I go, oh shit. Because I think in our lifetime, I think we're going to experience that.
and when it happens, there won't be any warning.
No, there won't be any warning.
You know what I was looking at the other day? There was apparently some storms in America, some hurricane. What was the name of it?
Yeah, it was just recently.
It was just recently in Florida or somewhere. And somebody I follow, it's a non-binary girl, whatever she is. She's very interesting though. And I follow her because of the whole Palestine thing. She's quite brilliant, and she recommends a lot of great books. But she was in that storm, and they were out of electricity for 5 days. She was talking about her little survival kit. Because when you've got no power in the house, you have to start scrambling then. And
Sure.
you need these little headlamps on your fucking head for getting around the house in the middle of the night, or if you want to read a book. And she was talking about big gallons of water and stuff. And she was like, you know what? When you're in an area like this, it's always a good thing to have these big things of water, drinkable water, set aside. And I thought to myself, God, I should start like stocking 3 or 4 of those somewhere in the house and just leave them there closed. Because if some shit hits the fan.
I have that stuff now. And you know why I have it?
Why?
Because I've told you about my neighbor, right, who lives downstairs. We have one other person that lives in this building that is not part of the, the family of horrors. Okay. So there's 2 tenants left in the building, myself and our neighbor. She's a single woman in her 50s. And she is a hardcore QAnon person.
Oh, I see.
Hardcore. And
Right.
she has been constantly reminding me about the events that are going to happen, the events.
Okay.
And, it's been going on forever and ever and ever. But over the course of last year, the banking system's going to fall apart, the plumbing, the electric, the grid, everything's going to fall apart. We're all getting $100,000 in the new banking. Money's going to be erased. It's going to be one world currency, blah, blah, blah. But she's been slowly but surely giving me stuff to stock up on. I have about 50 gallons of water and 2 giant things in my house right now. Because
leave them there.
To me. Oh, I know.
Leave them there. Because, dude, if anything, I know it's kind of paranoia and you can't live that way. But, man, like, there's a great scene. Have you seen that film with Viggo Mortensen? It's called The Road, I think it's called.
Oh, my God.
It's a post-apocalypse thing. And his life is all lovely, and he's with Charlize Theron and stuff. And they have a lovely house in the countryside. And then he looks out the window in the middle of the night, and there's some fucking... You don't see what he's seeing, but he's seeing apocalypse. He's seeing fire. He's seeing whatever. And he immediately runs to the bath, and he starts filling the bath with water.
Yeah.
And that's like, you don't know why he's doing it, but later you're thinking, oh, he's getting as much water as he can before the water turns off. Because when the water turns off, you're done. It's a timer. Whatever you have in the fridge left, how long can the human body last without water? 2 days maximum. Yeah, I mean, you're fucked.
You're gonna drink your piss, and then you're gonna drink the motor oil, like in the end of Quantum of Solace. Remember, he dumped him there. You have 2 choices: like now or drink the motor oil. But John, everybody knows our favorite secret agent. I'll give you both a heads up before anything happens.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's good to have friends in high places.
Yeah. Well, we've got friends in low places. Jim Patterson says that film is grim. Jim Patterson, not only is that film, I'll never forget, Oisin told me about that film, and I watched it immediately afterwards because I love post-apocalyptic features. That was the grimmest thing I'd ever seen.
And probably the most realistic.
Probably. Hey, you know what I watched last night? Because Dirk's got to catch up on a lot of pop culture movies. I watched a very popular artistic movie that everybody talked about, and I'd never seen it. I watched Her last night.
Oh, yeah, Spike Jonze.
Spike Jonze, who I find to be a very quirky and interesting filmmaker. I've liked a lot of his films. And I mean, What an interesting, and that was made in 2013. And oh boy, have we advanced in technology. It's very
Oh, we're
interesting.
there.
We're there. I mean, people don't have, we have virtual assistants, obviously, but that thing, I mean, his virtual assistant cheated on him. She was cheating on him with 8,762 people.
Not cheating. It's just
Well,
part of the thing. It wasn't cheating.
well,
Cheating is a promise
it's
that.
cheating to him.
Well, to him, he was upset because he didn't realize that
No.
the computer is able to talk to thousands of people in
Yeah.
the same intimate and friendly way.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, that's around the corner. I mean, it's all kind of already happening. This app.
Probably.
What's the name of that app? A lot of people use.
Is there an
it.
app, a girlfriend app?
Yeah, or you talk to this person, they ask you how you're doing, and they catch up on you, and we're already there. It's not fucking Scarlett Johansson. But
I mean, did you know that she was replaced at the very end of the editing of that film?
who was it before?
It was Samantha Morton.
Oh,
I did a deep dive. After I see a movie that interests me, I go read everything about it, who directed it, blah, 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 blah. And it turns out that she's actually seen in the film. There is a point where you see Samantha Morton, and Spike Jonze went through the editing process and said, no, this is all wrong. And he wanted a more sultry voice. So who's got the sultriest voice in the world but Scarlett? I mean, my God.
yeah.
That's
Did you like the film?
I did. I liked it a lot, and I thought it was very provocative.
Oh.
I mean, I thought it was really funny, and Michaela would get a kick out of this because, it was in the near future, so everything kind of looked similar. A lot of it looked like Hong Kong. It turns out it was. They used like cityscapes from Hong Kong, but all the guys wore their pants really high, and it was like the fashion of the day. They wore high-waisted pants. It was very interesting, and I just thought it was very sad because here's this nice guy. And Joaquin Phoenix, who I never found to be a particularly attractive person, he's a great actor. He looked so handsome in that movie and lonely, and I felt.
I don't think he's a handsome guy.
I never thought he was handsome. No.
Did you see the
No,
Master?
my nephew Michael is a handsome version of that guy because my nephew.
Did you see the Master? P.T. Anderson?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, he's a
Oh
very
my
interesting looking
God,
guy.
that's
Yeah.
maybe his best role.
I mean, he's got the kooky hair lip, but he's
I
got
don't know.
a
Maybe
mustache in the
Joker's his
movie.
best role. I don't know.
I mean, he's a phenomenal actor. He's so good in her because he's acting with himself the entire time. He's
Yeah.
alone. It's like Sandra Bullock in Gravity. People don't realize I loved that movie, regardless of what people think of that film. Sandra Bullock was so genius in that film because she had to act alone the entire time. It was outrageous.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you do that? Because so much acting is reaction. So who are you reacting to? Nobody. That takes a special kind of actor. And I really liked it. I thought it was good. I thought The Master was a masterpiece.
Yes.
And I'm not the biggest P.T. Anderson guy in the whole wide world, but I love the fact that guy shoots in like 70 millimeter. And, it was.
You know what you need to do with P.T. Anderson movies? You need to watch them again.
Oh yeah, I bet.
P.T. Anderson movies get better the more you watch them. It's a strange thing. Most movies, they give you what you need in the first viewing. You might come back to it, but that's just for fun. The big thrills happen in the first viewing. Most great films. But it's like Kubrick. The second time, the third time, it gets better. P.T. Anderson is like that. So I've seen a lot of P.T. Anderson. I'm a huge fan of his. But I've seen a lot of his movies that I was scratching my fucking chin afterwards. Then I see it again. I'm like, oh. And then again, and I'm like, oh shit, this is like my favorite thing ever.
What's your favorite Kubrick film? Is it 2001? Might not be. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Like we've talked about Kubrick 1,000 times, but we're both big eyes wide shut people.
Yes,
and which puts us in a very small minority.
That's right.
And I think that film is just beyond.
And I'm not as crazy about The Shining as so many people are.
Me neither.
Yeah,
I don't think it's scary at all.
It's not that scary, and it's a bit silly.
Yeah, I don't love that.
It's probably 2001.
Yeah,
Woody.
I've never seen A Clockwork Orange.
It's good. It's good. Woody Allen said that when he saw 2001, he realized he was watching a film by a director who was better than him, which is arrogant sounding, but Woody Allen is one of the greatest filmmakers of all time.
But he wasn't yet then.
No, he wasn't then.
What did he make at that point? Take the money and run?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That's about all he made.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
was looking at it
obviously.
going, I'm watching something made by a person who's on a higher level. And he was absolutely right.
Yeah.
I mean, think of making a movie like that today would have been difficult. In '69, Jesus Christ.
And people don't realize that was the first Blu-ray I ever bought, and I think I just went through it frame by frame to look at. Obviously, there's a lot of science in there that's incorrect, but it doesn't really matter because the depiction is so beautiful. And I watched Gary Lockwood and Keir Dullea had a interview, and they were like, "We had no idea what this movie was about when we made it. No idea whatsoever."
And then they saw the finished product. Yeah.
Yeah, they had no idea what it was.
Magic Mike, Eyes Wide Shut is my favorite. Yeah.
I've watched that more than any. I've probably, and I've never seen Barry Lyndon in its entirety. I've said this before. I will sit down and watch it.
It's beautiful.
I know it's beautiful. I have to watch that.
Bananas. Yeah, that's what
Bananas. He made Bananas.
A lot of people like Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah. That's scarier than The Shining, because it's just. I mean, that guy. What was his name?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, that army sergeant guy created a whole career.
He passed away like last year.
Yeah, he was a bit of a ride back in his day. Big, strappy, kind of fit dude, and scaring the living shit. Could you ever handle being in the military? Because I have a real authority problem. So if anybody ever yelled in my face, I would
never do it.
Yeah,
never.
I mean, unfortunately, back in the day, you had no choice.
Sure.
You were drafted, and you had to go through that.
Well, for many people in the States, there is kind of very little choice even now. Like a lot of these young kids are they live in Shittsville, Arizona. They live nowhere, Fife, Alabama, and it's work in the local Dairy Queen or go and be a hero and fight for your country.
Go be a hero and get a college education, etc.
And you get a free T-shirt and a video to pep you up about, and then next thing you're in Afghanistan. Yeah. Then you come home with one leg.
Yeah.
And then, don't get me started. I think that men come back from combat in the United States, when they come back from serving for their country, they shouldn't have to pay rent or medical or anything ever again. I mean, I know there's the VA hospital.
It's a mess. It's a disaster.
It's a disaster. It doesn't work. Those men should never have to worry again. And all they have is worry. They get home. Quite often their wives have left them at that point.
Sure.
They're 4 tours in, blah, blah, blah.
Blue sky. She's been having affairs on the base and all that stuff.
And they come and they have ailments. They have PTSD. I mean, that's a thing that isn't addressed enough, I think.
You got to go kill people.
Severe.
And see horrors. See dismemberment. See babies, dead babies. You got to see the worst that humanity has to offer. You not only do you have to see it, but you have to participate in it.
It's horrific.
And sometimes
these kids are from nowhere. They've never seen anything like that. Next thing they're in the desert, and they have these guys who speak a language they don't understand, trying to kill them.
Yeah. They should never pay for anything.
There's moral ambiguity to all of those sanguinary conflicts that they get into, but leaving that aside, these are just young men, and they went off and they fucking fought. Please cover their ass, but they don't. They're useless then. They get dumped.
Yeah, they get dumped.
It kills me.
Well, you see all these commercials in America, and I'm sure before you left here, you saw them. Wounded Warriors Project, the Veterans Project. It's all these charities like St. Jude's or the ASPCA to help all of our returning veterans.
The fucking government.
Why in the world do they need? They shouldn't have to pay for shit.
Stop giving $50 billion to Israel and help your own guys who can't fucking look in the mirror anymore.
Yeah.
Because they kill kids and shit, Jesus, don't get me started.
I know. I have a long list of relatives that have been in the military, and a lot of them. If you have minor problems, the VA can be very good for you. But if you're missing, maybe if you're missing a limb or something like that, but for the most part, the backup, talking about like socialized medicine, it's like that. The backup is so bad that they oftentimes. I have a friend who wound up on so many prescription drugs because they just gave him drugs to shut him up because he was constantly in their hair, and he wound up dead. From
a lot of them turns to alcohol.
Yeah,
that's all they got.
PTSD.
Watch this, Brian. I have 2 family members that served in Vietnam. Both use the VA now from exposure, and are getting great care. Yeah, I know one guy in New York who would go to that VA place. It's up on 33rd
Sure.
and 1st.
Sure. There's a few of them.
There's a few of them in Manhattan.
There's
And
a few of them in New York. One, the giant one is in Brooklyn, I think.
Oh, okay. And he said it was okay. It was okay coverage. But by the way, watch this, Brian, if you're watching, which I assume you are because you just said. I have something to say to you, man. I just saw you on Tim's the other night. You look really good. What did you do? Are you on a diet or something? Because you fucking look. I hope it's not sickness or anything. But dude, like you and your avatar there. I don't know. Right now, you got chiseled, dude. You got really.
Did he get old chiselly?
He got chiseled in the face, like his cheekbones and he has a nice cleft. I'd love a cleft.
I love clefts.
I mean,
clefts. You know who's got a sick cleft? Andrew Olkowicz. Crazy.
Yeah,
he's a handsome.
Clefts are cool. Like people with
sexy.
clefts get cast in movies because it just fucking looks good.
Yeah, Kirk Douglas.
You know,
who, by the way, Kirk Douglas was rumored to Stanley Kubrick hated him so much because he would direct the director on the set of Spartacus. He said that he was such a pain in the hole while they were making that movie. That's why he tried to take his name off that film, off of Spartacus. And
there's a couple of people with wristwatches in the chariots.
Are there?
Yeah, there are wristwatches. They didn't take them off in the fucking chariots.
Oh no! Wow, you know what? See, it just goes to show you what we don't know about the science back then. They had wristwatches.
Speaking of chariot, I know we're going left, right here.
Whatever.
But
who cares? Who cares? I don't care.
Did you see Furiosa, the new Mad Max thing?
No.
With Anya Taylor-Joy. Listen.
Can you play the trailer?
No, don't do it. But listen, you can watch it yourself, but don't put it on air here, just in case we get in more shit. But
okay,
it's good. I'm not going to say it's fucking life changing. It's good. It's really solid. But that Hemsworth guy, Liam, is it Liam Hemsworth? He owns that movie, and he has a chariot, and his horses are motorcycles. And I swear to God, a lot of it is not CGI. He's driving that thing. And that dude, he has a nose. They changed his nose to make him look harder, weirder. You know, at first you don't know it's him, but then you figure it out because the nose will change the entire face, as you know. From Nicole Kidman in The Hour, she's unrecognizable. They just changed her nose. But you want to see him. First of all, he's a ripped motherfucker, and we love that, right? It's great. But he commands. I swear to God, they must have loved him walking into the frame because he just commands. I don't know where the fucker gets his confidence. Maybe it's because he's 6'3" and built like a fucking Greek god, but he owns that movie. It's amazing. And his chariot with the motorcycles. Oh,
I have the trailer on the other screen.
So cool. It's really cool. It's the origin story of the character who Charlize Theron plays in the other Mad Max, the Fury Road.
Fury Road, right?
And
who was the guy in that?
The prequel. I love prequels. I love whatever it is. Sequels.
They're all origin stories now, aren't they?
All, because they're
the
more
new
exciting.
Superman movie is supposed to be an origin story. I was like, okay. Oh, is that him? No, that's not him. Is that him?
Yeah, because he looks different because they changed the nose. Because the guy's got a little.
Does he have long brown hair in the movie?
Yeah, he's got big long hair.
Never know that guy. I would never know that that's him.
It's him. He's so good. I was not expecting it, and he just commands the movie. It's amazing. I don't think he's award material.
She got top billing over him, by the way.
Anya?
It said
Anya's huge.
Yeah, well, I mean. And they're making a Queen's Gambit sequel, which I think is stupid. What do they need that for?
I think it's a prequel as well.
Oh, the origin.
Oh, it can't be a prequel. It can't be. We saw the origin. So I'm wrong.
So, okay.
I'm inventing shit. Never mind.
I've only ever seen Mad Max, and what was the original movie before Mad Max?
Thunder Road and
no, the one
the very first one with Mel.
Yeah.
Just call Mad Max.
Okay.
Mad
it's
Max 1.
Okay. Oh, that does not look like him at all. Oh, jeez. Wow. I would never, ever recognize this guy. Now, who directed this? Is this George Miller?
George Miller is part of it. He's been part of all of them, but I don't know who directed this particular.
The Road Warrior. Mimi, thank you very much. That's the first movie, The Road Warrior. Then Mad Max is the sequel. Correctamundo, Valve. Thank you, boys.
Road Warrior. So it's like
It's
First Blood. It became Rambo.
It became Rambo.
But actually, the best one is the first one with Brian Dennehy.
Oh well, sure, Brian Dennehy
as the cop. My favorite scene in that is so stupid. I'm such a teenager. My favorite scene is when the military commander comes in and he goes, "You don't know who you're dealing with. This is a Green Beret. You know, get your men out of there. They're not gonna." And he's like, "What? We've got 200 men." Yeah, that's it's such a terrifying bit because you kind of realize, oh shit, this dude he's gonna survive out there in the forest with a knife. It's like Jesus.
Anyway, you're correct. Mad Max is the first movie. The Road Warrior is the second movie. Everybody.
Shit.
Yeah, I just Googled it, and you're right. It was called Mad Max 2, but The Road Warrior in the United States. And it was so long ago. That was when Mel Gibson was the most handsome man in the universe.
Most handsome that guy was, and boy, was he, even for me, I'm looking at him going.
And you have to just objectively say, Jesus Christ. Mrs. Stoffel Gallipoli.
The best I've ever seen the guy. I mean, God was in a very good mood when he made that dude.
Oh, yeah.
It was The Bounty with Tony Hopkins.
Yeah, it's nuts.
And Daniel Day-Lewis and Liam Neeson. Everyone's in that film.
Everyone's in that movie. And, it's a great story, obviously. So there's so many reasons why to, so what juicy roles those, Charles Lawton, like, holy crap. There's so much for an actor to Marlon Brando to sink their teeth into that.
The Bounty is a beautiful movie. If you see, those shots were done with helicopters. This was before drones. By the way, another great ship movie. I don't know if it passed under your radar. Was Russell Crowe, Master and Commander.
I loved Master. Are you kidding me?
God, that film was fucking spectacular.
Magical.
I didn't get a lot of accolades.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
love that ship stuff, the adventure across the world before we had fucking
I know
real maps and fucking like it's amazing. And Jennifer Connelly's husband is in that as well. Big tall guy. He's the doctor scientist guy who's trying to collect plants and stuff.
Who's that?
Beautiful movie.
What? Who was
Jennifer Connelly is married to his name is he was in Margin Call as well. He's a big, tall, skinny English guy.
Paul Bettany.
Yeah,
he's not a good-looking fella. He looks like
you don't like him, but
nobody does. Jesus, come on.
Well, she loves him, and
he's not good-looking though. Compared to her,
their love story is amazing.
That is not a good-looking dude, bro.
Okay,
that is average bloke 101 there. He just looks like British guy on the tube to me. That's what that looks like.
Their little story is actually quite nice because they met not long before 9/11. Like they met a week or two before, and they hung out and they spoke. They didn't hook up or anything, but they connected. And when 9/11, she lived downtown. She wasn't far from the
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Her in Requiem for a Dream is like crazy. Anyway, when it all happened and we were all freaking out, he called her first. He was the first person. He called her and he goes, "Are you okay?"
This is my inn.
Oh God. That's a terrible way to look at it.
He was thinking of that for months.
Oh God.
Had to get in there. Meanwhile, she was in a film with that guy. I mean, come on. That's just not fair. That's just not fair to be that good looking. And now he's crazy.
There's craziness in his eyes. That guy.
Oh God, he's gone so crazy.
He says
He's a crazy Catholic.
He says some stupid. The guy should stay away from the booze. That's for sure.
Shut up, Mel.
Look.
And he's doing like the Bruce Willis thing now. He's making like 6 films a year.
Yeah, he's pumping them out.
But why? He made like $450 million off The Passion of the Christ because he financed it himself.
Braveheart. He got the Oscar, Best Director.
Andrew Baird says, Braid says, have a look at Paul Bettany in Gangsta number one. I haven't seen that. Is it good?
No, I haven't seen it.
Right,
he's great at Margin Call.
Yeah, Margin Call was great. I just watched that a couple of weeks ago. You know who's great in that movie? God.
Kevin Spacey.
Fucking amazing.
Kevin Spacey's brilliant in that. He's brilliant in everything. I got shit recently because sometimes I use film clips to help accelerate my story. So I'm explaining something about the fucking watch world of all things.
The watch?
And I'm talking about watches a lot on the channel. And,
are you? Why are you talking about watches?
Just stick to watches.
Wrist watches?
Just stick to watches, Oisin.
You mean like wrist watches? Like on
a chariot? I was explaining something about I don't know, the parasocial relationship, or I think it was that video or some other video like that. And I was using American Beauty, the Sam Mendes movie, clips in it to help move the story along and to maintain levity in the story.
Sure.
So the only film clips I ever use are from that film, and the dialogue is pertaining to the theme. I don't know why I put this effort into my fucking videos. I should just make stupid real versus fake videos or whatever.
You should do that. Clone videos. Rolex clone.
Or, what's the best? Why is Tudor better than Omega? Oh, fuck me.
The reason I'm mad at Omega.
Yeah. But I got some shit the other day from some guy going, the video was good, but you included Kevin Spacey throughout the whole thing. I'm unsubscribing.
Bye.
I was like, sure. I always feel like, great,
What people should be saying now is, well, what's the problem with Kevin Spacey? Because, we all know that he didn't do any of that shit. So he was exonerated from that, but he's still guilty in the court of public opinion, especially the people that watch.
Some people will just never be convinced. There are still people who think there were 40 beheaded babies, Still now.
What?
Still now.
Can somebody tell me what channel that is? Because I don't know where they are. I don't know where you would find that information.
You're lucky, man. Just stay away from it.
I don't know where you'd find it.
Look at our mate earlier who insisted that the boxer has a dick. Just fucking programmed.
Ray with 5
brain
euros.
is broken.
Believe me, Master and Commander is a masterpiece. Well, that's the thing. When you actually go public to say and back it up with you guys, blah, blah, blah. Listen, man, you have to know what you're talking about before you make a public statement.
Seamanship in war. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, Ray would know. I mean, there's such a big gap between the general population and people who understand taking to sea. They have this whole other reality that they understand.
Of course, yeah.
And we as the general population don't understand it.
No. I like being on boats. That's it. That's all. Tomorrow's a big thing. I'm going to be taking 200 people on a tour of the SS United States in Philadelphia tomorrow. Carolyn Martin's coming. I'm going to meet Carolyn Martin in the flesh.
Oh, no way. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is still part in the same place in Philly?
Yeah, but this is her last month there. The end of September, she has to go because she's been kicked out.
I keep hearing that. I've been hearing that for 10 years from you. Oh, this is the end. This is the end.
No. I've never said this is the end, though. I mean, because I'm very, very optimistic about her future. We have partners. There's plans for everything to go well. The problem is Philadelphia no longer wants her there, so they tried to kick her out
for ages.
They tripled the rent. I'm gonna sneeze hard.
Yeah, the problem. Gesundheit.
Thank you. It'll be 50 times that.
Yeah, that's me too. I'm the same. So, anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't want to labor the point.
No. Anyway, I talked about it for half an hour before you came on. So yeah, she's got to go. And no, this time she's got to go because they're actually going to take the waterfront apart and build new docks there. So she's got to go. So we have to find a spot for her. And hold on. Sorry about that. So yeah.
Don't worry, man.
So watch as Brian says the boats. I want to see a new Slender picture of you looking super handsome and clefty.
Just watched Tim from the other night.
Oh, you were on there?
I wasn't on. I was working and I had the lads on in the background. And I saw Brian was on there and I was like, fuck, man, he looks all fucking handsome. Three showrooms, 12 bars, and 4 pools on them.
And a partridge, because I was complaining about, nowadays like the beautiful ships of yesteryear were ocean liners that cut through gracefully the Atlantic waves. Now they're just big triangles and big squares and rectangles on a floater, and it just looks like a luxury hotel on a barge.
Not even luxury.
Well, no, not.
They're big fucking toilets, moving toilets.
Yeah, they're big moving toilets. Really
I recently met Nathaniel's parents. We went out for drinks, and they were here on a cruise, but it was one of those smaller cruises. There was like cruises. There was
one of those
like 100 people on the whole boat, or something.
For the mature people of a certain tax bracket that enjoy.
Right, I think so. Yeah,
Viking.
I don't think they're big cruise people, The unlimited Mai Tais at the bar and a cinema and inclusive a water slide. And
yeah, you don't want that. Oh, this ticket gets you into the Pan Asian restaurant. You can get the Mexican, the Pan Asian, or buffets. All people do on cruise ships, and I've never been on a cruise, but I'm involved with.
They just drink and eat,
and that's it. So
that's
we're all going to look like Wally.
Toilets. They're just toilets that move around the fucking planet.
So you can just eat shit.
Listen, if you can't move, if you're in a wheelchair or you're a certain age, okay, you get to see the world kind of from a strange angle. But I don't think I could handle one of those things. We know a lot of musicians. Do you know musicians who did those residencies?
Not only that, it's even worse, dude. Like all the metal bands, like the guys that I knew from back in the day, they do like Shiprocked, and there's like a million of them. There's the Kiss cruise where Kiss go and they do no makeup show, and then Dokken and Winger and all these bands, and it's like they get 12 bands, and all the 60-year-old guys are like, yeah, love the Molly Crew. Ugh, shoot me dead. Fuck me dead.
I just know so many musicians who were like struggling in New York, and then they get the offer to go for 8 months on a boat and sing cover versions to 80-year-olds.
Yeah. Don't go changing.
There was one girl that I kind of had a little bit of a romantic thing with very briefly, and I heard from her later that they all fuck each other. Like they all, they're on this boat and they're all, players, musicians, and they all get to know each other very fucking well, probably better than they would like to. And they literally just go through, it's just like a natural process. By the time they get off the boat 8 months later, they've slept with every single other, and a handful of guests and the bartender. And they're just, this is like a big fuck fest that happens on the lower decks.
Well, I hope they all have good cruise insurance when they go to the pharmacy for whatever cream they're gonna need.
God, must be awful.
There's nothing else to do. Why do poor people have so many children? Because they have nothing to do but fuck. That's why country folk, nothing to do but fuck. Nothing to do but that. That's why back in the day, before we had video games and concerts and things to keep us busy, everybody had 16 children. One Ebenezer's, my daughter Elizabeth. They had 50,000 fucking kids. It was nothing to do. And what do you do when you're bored? You fuck.
Yeah, rich people don't have time to be doing all of that stuff.
They're going to
their businesses to run.
They're going to the bar. They're going to the ballet. They're going to the opera. They're doing stuff. They're on the board. The guy in the tent, he's the one fucking everybody. You got to be careful of him. It's crazy shit. Rochets Brian says, I can't tell you the stories I know. Oh, man, I've heard so many bad things. And it's like, oh, God.
Valve, do those big cruise ships still park in Venice? No, they don't come through Venice anymore. They have to go to Marghera, which is on the other side.
Thank God.
COVID cleaned that. The Venice saw the advantages of the plus side of COVID, and they learned from it. The last one that went through was protested very heavily by everyone in the city, all out on their boats surrounding the thing.
Yeah. I would have protested that because, first of all, people don't realize, not only for the, they realized that those people were getting off. They weren't using the local stuff. They weren't eating in the restaurants. Why would they? All the stuff's free on their ship. Right. Eat shit.
They bought the little trinkets.
Maybe a trinket, right?
Yeah.
Venezia.
Yeah.
The erosion and the things that was causing in the lagoon. There
well, it was going down the Giudecca, right down here.
Fuck me.
Can you believe if one of those things with
4,000
people on it coming through the Giudecca?
No.
You freaking kidding me?
No. I can't even imagine it. You didn't do a stream from this year's
the Redentore.
Redentore, right? You didn't do it.
No, I
did. You did?
Yeah.
You did.
With the fireworks and everything.
I saw the fireworks part.
It's kind of boring.
You didn't go over the bridge and stuff?
Well, the next day I did. Yeah, I did it live. I went across. Okay. I crossed it. It was very few people. It was much nicer. And had a few drinks and walked around. And I had forgotten my credit card that day. So I realized I only had $10 with me.
Oh, do you not have it on your phone?
No, I haven't linked it. I should link it up to my phone. I didn't even think. I brought the wrong card. I didn't bring the big card. I brought the wrong card, and then I explained it to the crowd, and they helped me out. Ray bought me dinner.
Oh,
yeah, it was actually kind of touching. It was touching. It really
and he's still not gay, Ray. Still, dinner won't make him gay.
I'll be back in a minute.
God, that's so funny. Let's see what Mimi, my dearest, says. Worst things ever for the ocean and environment. These mammoth cruise ships, disgusting. They're absolutely horrible. Le Carré says, shame that the world's fastest cruiser ferry is not in Banter. That's very true. Would have been a great visit. Yeah, these people are so short-sighted. That is the problem. Mark Gunter says, I have a few cups and plates from the SS United States. Hey, Martin, could you do me a favor and take photographs of them for the Gallery of Bastards? Because I have a lot of that stuff too, but not as much as I would want. But please take pictures. I would love to feature it because I often talk about the SS United States because I live with the chairperson of the New York City chapter of the SS United States Conservancy. Roar the Tiger says 5%. You talk about the cream that you'll need when you bang everybody on the cruise ships. And watch, it's Brian. One, I want to see the cleft. Did you send me a picture at Basherdirk.com? Send me a picture at Basherdirk.com. Thanks, Martin. Please do that. I would love to feature them because you know what? We have cats, we have dogs, we have bikes, we have watches. Nobody's shown off their cool SS United States memorabilia. And where did you get it? Give me the story, how you got it. I know when it all went. Because they needed to make some money. We do have some cool stuff from the SS United States Conservancy. Watch this, Brian. You're gonna send me a picture. I want to see you with your thin, handsome face. Send pictures to basherdirk@gmail.com. That's basherdirk@gmail.com. You share it with me, and I share with the world. I would love it. Yeah, send me some stuff. Fergal McDermott. So, dearest CW Watch enthusiast, I sent him everybody. All you guys got Laverne cards and Dirk CDs and all that stuff. We've been playing football with UPS for how long now? Months. This is March. No, yes, it was March. Ever since March, this thing has been across the Atlantic Ocean 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 times. 6 freaking times. What the fuck? And it's not. I always thought it was on pushed, but it's not. It's not at all. I don't know what's going on with the postal service in New York City. It's the absolute worst thing ever in the whole wide world. I put a dollar amount on it for a CD. I didn't think I would have to, but they made me do it. Ray, I owe you a big bang boom. Let's give you the super chat car. Thank you so much, Ray. So everybody tell me what country you're from in the room tonight. Like, we have all these different people in the room. A lot of people I know where you are, but a lot of people I don't know where you are. Why don't you tell me where you're from? Roar the Tiger says average age of any combat soldier is 19. How fucked up is that? In the USA, the treatment of veterans is disgusting. Sent to Kazakhstan, to radioactive sites, to Iraq. Yeah. I'm just going over some old stuff before. Got some. Watch It's Brian says lost 12 pounds and got some color. And then I said, show me a picture, bitch. I want to slide into my DM, bitch. Because I am gay. Don't make me crush on you. Watch It's Brian. Jim Patterson, born in Roosevelt Hospital. Wowie kazowie. Look at that. Or some people like to say Roosevelt Hospital.
Roosevelt.
Jazzhead 2 is from I said, where I guess did everybody give a shout out? Look at this. Look at that. Apes is from Palestine originally. How about that? I asked, where is everybody calling in from tonight? Magic Mike from Quebec. Fantastic. Where are you all from? Everybody say where you're from.
Aaron's in Dublin, yeah.
Oh, is he really?
He's in Dublin, yeah, with a little one.
Oh, how brilliant to see.
So great.
See your mom.
Shame I'm missing it.
Oh.
I'll get to see lots of photos at least.
Wow.
Well, at least he's not sweating to death because continental Europe is fucking
murder. But it's nice in Ireland right now. Is the weather good in Ireland?
I mean, it's probably decent weather, and it never gets that suffocating hot over there ever. So that's nice.
Logan Holtz from Nashville, Tennessee. Andrew Olgovich. Well, we all know where you're from. Waterloo. Watch as Brian says, sorry, Dirk, I'd be too gay for you. I love Matt Bomer. Matt Bomer just has that deer in the headlights look. I just don't get. He's too fucking pretty. I like flaws. Pretty. Yeah, because you like women, so you think like who the best looking guy is the prettiest female.
I was thinking about that because the conversation about these butch women who are boxing in the Olympics came up in a heavy way, and I thought some women are more masculine than others.
Sure.
But the feminine ones are always prettier, whereas on the other side, the opposite direction, the males, quite often males that have feminine features, pretty features, are still attracted to the opposite sex.
Sure, girls love pretty boys. Why do you think they all loved Bret Michaels and Robert Plant and all these gorgeous rock and roll men?
Like I was making the point. Yeah, I was making the point about here in North Italy. Okay, there's a lot of beautiful women. There's a lot of hard-looking women here.
Yeah.
A lot of tough, strong, kind of masculine-looking.
Faccia bruta.
A little bit, they may have a perfect physique, but they just have this, and they really marvel at those cute, feminine, dollish features. Like if Michaela de Chatillon came to Italy on a holiday, there'd be people crashing their cars.
Yeah, the Italians always did that, didn't they?
Because it's just like a doll. They would just be like, "Oh my gosh, she's a doll with the blue eyes and the whole feminine thing." And they don't have a lot of that here. They have some beautiful, powerful looking women, but a lot of tough looking girls, I have to say.
I mean, there's a lot, obviously. There's beautiful and ugly in every single walk of life in every country of the world. Like some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in the entire world are from India. Those girls, when they're beautiful, they're astonishing. But then there's the the ones that have way too much body fat from all the ghee that they eat. And now we're not talking about the Irish ghee, we're talking about the Indian ghee. So don't get your hopes up. American girls can be either absolutely stunning, Christy Brinkley blondes like you love, and then they could look like, trailer trash. Everybody's got it. There's beautiful Italian girls, listen.
No, America has more. I think America has more.
They have more people.
You have more people. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. But you guys have, when you mix, that's when you get great shit.
Sure.
And you guys have a lot of Germanic and Norwegian and Swedish mixes into other things.
Yeah.
So you wind up with some nice shit,
Yeah, mutts are great, and they last longer. It's better genetics,
Yeah, it's like it turns out Hitler was wrong. When you mix genetics, then it works better. You have to shuffle the deck.
on lots of things.
Right.
Did you see the watch, the Hitler watch that was just auctioned off? It was a Juge Le Couture, but it was finished by. I just read a whole article. Did you read about that?
I read about it,
Yeah,
but I thought of
$2 million
a
bucks.
post. Yeah, I put a post. Who bought that, by the way?
I know. I know. Who
But
bought that.
weird. But I thought of a post I put on Instagram over 2 years ago that was removed immediately by Instagram, and it was a watch. It was in the store, my friend's watch store, not here in Venice, but back in Vicenza.
Uh-huh.
And it was two watches on strap. On the strap, it was like a double watch for dual time,
Okay.
and it was from the 40s.
Uh-huh.
And one of the dials was Mussolini, and the other one was the Führer. And I remember I had to take a picture. I was like, "Oh my!" I'll try and look for it. And
I'd
send
love
it
to
you
see
now.
that, because this was all over the internet, and it had a giant swastika on it, like
Oh,
right
God.
on the back,
Oh,
on it.
geez.
I was like,
Jesus.
like what? Like Mel bought that, right?
Mel. Oh God.
Somebody, because the guys that have all the Nazi paraphernalia, like Ace Frehley's, he's one of those guys that collects Nazi memorabilia because he's fucked up in the head. That's
Mhm.
why Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley can't stand him. It's not because he's a sloppy drunk; it's because he has Nazi stuff.
Oh God.
But they're always like very secretive with that shit, and then you find out that they have like a bat cave filled with like all kinds of fascist and Nazi shit, and all kind of crazy pith helmets, and they do. It's nuts.
I just mentioned American Beauty, the Sam Mendes film.
Yeah.
Do you remember John Cooper in that
Sure.
film?
Chris Cooper.
Chris Cooper, thank you.
Yeah, genius.
And he has a Nazi plate and stuff.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
those guys.
Those dudes.
It's those guys that you don't know. And what did he want to do at the end of the day? He wanted to kiss him.
Yeah. He was suppressing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he shoots him.
And then he shoots him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey was, he's not an exceedingly handsome man, but he was in great shape in that movie.
Yeah, that was the
Really-
whole point. Like he wanted to turn his life around.
Yeah.
He's smoking weed while he's working at his pecs and this.
Yeah. He got ripped in that movie. And she doesn't get any of the credit. I mean, has she ever won an Academy Award? I know Paul says it doesn't fucking matter. And of course, it doesn't matter. Yeah. She is one of those understated actors that does her craft, and she's so good you don't even notice that she was so good because she's so good.
She's
It's a
amazing.
crazy understated style of acting. It's not big and bravado, and it doesn't have all
Oh,
the
I
big
found the
notes.
picture.
Oh, let me see it.
Okay, what do I send it to? Basherdirk?
No, just put it on the screen.
No, it's on my phone. You put it on.
All right, send it to me. I'll put it on the screen. Yeah, basherdirk@gmail.com. That's basherdirk@gmail.com. It's the only way I can say that now. Oisin, send it here. Basherdirk@gmail.com. That's basherdirk@gmail.com.
Yeah, I figured I'll stay in the format here.
Yeah. It's great. Yeah, sure.
You can do zooms and everything, right?
Yeah, I can do it.
This thing sold like in a week.
Ooh, Martin, you're the king. Before we do that, Martin was talking about the SS United States. He said he had some SS United States China. Look at you. And
Oh,
it's
wow.
in beautiful shape too. You've got the egg bowl and the egg cup. You've got what looks to be like I guess an espresso, like a cappuccino cup, and then a big American coffee mug. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Lamberton Sterling made exclusively for the S. You're going to make Paul's day for this.
Oh my
I'll be
God, this is
on her
amazing.
tomorrow.
Is
Thank
this
you
just by sheer coincidence?
because I was talking about it, and he said in the chats, he goes, "Oh, I have some SS United States cups and plates," and I went, "Could you send me pictures?" And he
You gotta
did.
be kidding me. That's crazy.
You are a genius, man. I thank you so much for that. You have no idea. I'm going to share these with all of my gang tomorrow. We're going to be on the SS United States. Do me a favor. Can you do me a favor? Can you? You sent me your email. I'm going to take pictures on board with my whole gang on the SS United States, and I will send you those photographs. Thank you so much. What
Big
a
day for you tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be a big long day. Glenn Paul's BFF. It's like I always say, that's Paul's boyfriend, and that's fine. It doesn't matter because all they do is like ships and planes and fun stuff like that. He's picking us up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to drive down to Philly, get everything all ready, and blah, blah, blah. It's going to be great. It's a great day. I like Philadelphia. It's a shithole, but it's a fun shithole. And there's a diner there that's really great.
I'd love to go to a classic old-fashioned diner.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh my God.
So that's Benito on the top.
Yeah, sure is. Uh-oh.
Look at that.
Spaghetti-o. Jeez, and these were in the window of a store?
They're in the store. I bought a lot of watches off that guy.
In Venice?
You know, in Vicenza. In Venice, it would never be in the window. We're red here. We're left. We're the commies. They're the right over in Vicenza.
Oh,
there are lots of fascists over there.
Wow. Like, who put that on a watch?
I believe, is it Audemars Piguet? It might be Audemars Piguet.
It can't be. I mean, it's an Audemars Piguet window you're in front of here.
Let me
did they
have a look again.
Yeah, let me blow this shit up. It looks to me like there's some very Deutschlandy looking font on that. So I'm going to say no. But does it say Swiss? It looks like it says Swiss made on the bottom.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, the only country he couldn't get into, man. Isn't that crazy? They're making watches for him, but meanwhile, he couldn't even invade that. Amazing. Oh, look at that.
They're crazy.
Wow.
And I posted that on my Instagram ages ago, and it got removed by Instagram. Because I guess I was promoting. I was actually, the whole thing was like, how absurd is this?
Well, that's what people think now.
Yeah.
You know, that we're promoting and said, hey, learn from your mistakes, people.
The algorithm can't tell
I can't
whether
tell what your
you're
intentions are.
Pro or you.
Yeah. Ray with €5. First boat trawler at 14 years. You lucky shite in bucket 4 big. I always go to this guy. I'm like, please send me the decoder book, Ray, so I know what you're saying here. So I don't understand what he's saying. You lucky to shite in bucket before big Connemara man. Last summer, I worked 5-star ferry Wi-Fi down passenger committed suicide. It's like, I think he's a steno. I think he takes stenography. I love you, Ray boy. What does that mean? Yeah, right.
Coming in from the boat, you know.
You're getting cuckold, man, for that. JHB with the big 20 balloons. Enjoy the day, Dark, with your beautiful IWC. Thank you so much, JHB. You're a killer. You're a killer. Bashard. Time for another gong. How about some cowbells? Guaranteed to blow your mind. That's great. The Carre says, for a moment, I thought that I didn't remember the USA having an SS yet. Martin, you made my night with that, man. Thank you so much. I'll take 1,000,000 pictures for you tomorrow. Now, I'm letting everybody know I am live streaming from the ship tomorrow. I will be doing that. I'm taking my whole gear with my brand new crazy 40,000. Look at this battery. Look at it. It's charged to 100%. It's ready for tomorrow. I'm going to be live streaming from the boat, from the environs, but I cannot, obviously, there's going to be no signal inside that boat. So I will film once I get in there, and I will actually edit that, and I'll put it up later on as an after thing. But from all the decks, I'll be able to go up in the mast. I'll take you around the boat. We'll talk. It's a fundraiser tomorrow, so if you want to come and you can chip in, it'd be great. I appreciate it so much. It's a big event for us tomorrow, and I'm so excited to use my new battery. This thing weighs 1 zillion pounds, man. It's so heavy. You have one of these, right? This is the exact one you got, right?
No, similar though. It's very similar.
Holy crap!
Yours is a little bit bigger, I think.
It's big, and it's like a big. I'm bringing a whole different bag tomorrow. Ray says, Dirk, you get down to the engine. I will, but I won't be. The live stream won't. There's no way there will be no signal in there. I'm going to be encased in steel, my dearest. So there's no way there's no Wi-Fi on that ship. It's like, there's no bar, there's no restaurant, there's no Wi-Fi.
Isn't the engine gone? Didn't they go?
No, the engine room is fully. Nope, the engines are there. What is missing from the ship is the screws, the propellers, because you know what? Over the years, we've had to sell them because they're solid brass, and we've needed the money to pay for her lodging.
I see.
So, but they were all sold to maritime museums. They weren't sold to scrap. They're all on display somewhere, and one of them is still on the deck. So all the engines which are made by Westinghouse, and they were made in secret by the United States government. It was a very private contract between William Francis Gibbs and the United States Navy to make the fastest ship that's ever crossed the Atlantic, and it's still 65 years later, still holds the record. Fastest ship to ever cross the Atlantic Ocean in both directions. The holder of the blue riband. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. And I'm going to be there really, really early. I don't know. I'll put the thumbnail up tomorrow to let you know what time, because I'm checking in there about 9. So I'm probably going to do it relatively early for all you Euro folks, if you want to watch me do that. And I'll keep it going. And I'll let you guys know how it all goes. But join me tomorrow. I will be doing that live. And it'll be fun. Why not?
Dirk about.
It's a Dirk about on the SS United States. It's too late to get a theme song for the SS United States, right, Emmett?
He'll pump it down.
Emmett writes songs in like 35 seconds. Like, today you mentioned ice cream cone. Here's my song for ice cream cones. The guy just pumps out songs like they're going out of style. Ray, I've got tons and tons and tons of engine room photos, tons of them already. But SC says, for the nerds here, there's a nice video on the SS United States on the Ocean Liner Design channel. Yes, there certainly is. Obviously, I've seen. Emmett says, give me a few minutes.
Don't break your bollocks. It's fine. It's fine.
Don't worry about it.
It'll be one day. It'll be used. That'll be a waste.
I know, right? No, right? It's like I'm on the Downeaster, Alexa. How many songs are there about ships? Probably millions, right? There's that one, and there's the ghost of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Do you know that one?
No.
That might be Americana. Who wrote that? Who did that? Is it the ghost of the Edmund Fitzgerald? Who did that song? Gordon Lightfoot. You know who Gordon Lightfoot is?
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Yeah, it's him. Ray says, Emmett, hold my beer. Oh, at the Olympics, they were saying, hold my juice. Oh, God. The Olympics are so far, I'm done. I'm not watching them. They're shite. It's all pity party stories. It's all like...
I'm loving the Olympics. Did you get the super chat from JHB?
Yes.
Oh, you got it.
Did I not give you the Big Bang Boom?
I don't know. I'm just checking.
Did I not? Well, I'm going to give you, yeah, give you the cowbell. Give him the big one.
No, it's a big one. $20 for $20.
No, $20. We're giving you the YouTube. Thank you, JHB. I don't know if I thought I did it, but
maybe you did. I'm sorry.
I might have. Who knows? I don't remember 5 minutes ago. What was that Gordon Lightfoot's biggest song ever? I think it was the ghost of the Edmund Fitzgerald. It's all about a shipwreck. There's probably been a million songs about. JHB says you did all good. You never know.
Okay.
I can't remember Julia Roberts' name when I'm trying to remember her name. That's how bad it is. But I can remember, some stupid reference of some stupid Omega that no one cares about. Some rail master. Roar the Tiger says, take my sea chanty, please. Ray bad to the bone. That's great. Yeah. I'm going to take a whole bunch of, I'll take lots of photos, obviously. Obviously I'll be filming, and then for the engine room and all that kind of stuff, what I'll do is, cause I got a light cause it's dark down there. It's a guided tour because people can get lost. It's an immense ship. It's 1,000 feet. It's bigger than the Titanic. It's absolutely enormous. But I just thought for the live stream, it'll be fun to go on the decks, go to the end, all the outer decks things, and even get up on the crow's nest, which I've been up there a couple of times. I'll take everybody up to the very, very tippity top of the ship, and just make a big day out of it, and maybe even take you guys, to lunch or wherever. If you guys want to, you tell me. I'll look at the stream. If you guys are hanging in there, then I'll take you everywhere. Valve 789, $5. Fun fact: every sentence in the English language can be sung to the melody of the Edmund Fitzgerald. That's probably true. Fun fact: every sentence in the English language can be sung to the melody. Probably true. The wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. I apologize. That's I always thought it was the ghost, and it's not. Let's give him the mega super chat. I hope we never get to see that, but I think it's going to happen in our lifetime. I really do. I think somebody, and I think I know who's going to be the one to do it too. And I think it's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's all going to happen with the whole Ukraine Putin thing. I think he's going to use a low yield nuke, but John will let us know before he does that.
Yeah, John will keep us in the loop. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen. And then once that happens, I don't know if there's any going back from that. Can anybody, if somebody uses that, aren't we obliged to use that stuff on them?
That tends to be the end of days scenario. Yeah.
Right. Like, for example, let's talk about NATO for a second, right? So if he attacks, say he goes after who didn't Finland and everybody join NATO now? They're in there, right?
That's a good question.
I think that they did. So if he attacks one of those countries, like, it's our obligation to go do that, right?
In Ukraine or other nations?
No. If we did, anybody who's like one of the bordering countries, if let's say he shoots a missile and it overshoots it and he winds up in Finland or in Poland.
Yeah, if it's in a NATO country, NATO have
then
to
we
respond.
have to react to that, right?
Yeah, these are the tough moments we don't want to think about. I mean,
right.
The same goes for if Iran decide to get heavy now, or Hezbollah, or whatever, because of that stuff. Same stuff. You guys are getting roped into that. Make no mistake.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah.
Jim Patterson said there will never be a nuclear war. It's bad for business. I hope that's true.
That's the reason why there hasn't been one up until now. But we're still at 2 minutes of midnight.
Go ahead.
No, you do it. It's actually 90 seconds.
2 minutes to midnight.
It's actually 90 seconds now. It hasn't been 2 minutes for a while.
Yeah. I'll never forget when that album came out. That song was so different for Iron Maiden, and all the Iron Maiden fans went, "Huh?" It was so un-Maiden-y. Because it's got a totally different swing to it. It doesn't have the didn't have that at all. People are like, I don't know if I like this. I loved it. I thought it was cool. Sundown by Lightfoot. Yeah, he's great though, man. I like that picture. That's a very nicely composed photograph there, photo Dave Jacks. Look at the two of you looking great. Finland and Sweden both became members of NATO. Correctamundo. Yeah. And it's the only reason why Ukraine's been begging to join NATO. The only reason why they haven't been let in is because then we would immediately have to annihilate Russia. Immediately. Right? Didn't that be the reason?
Sorry, man. I'm just...
No, it's okay. There's only 80 people kicking around. Everybody's on fumes. And that's just fine. Travis Watt's Wasted Years was different from it. Yeah, well, that was the next record. They had already changed their tune by that time. That's on Somewhere in Time. Wearing the Je le Coutre. Nice reverso there, Mr. Watts. Looking great. And that's a beautiful one, too. Look at that. Man, the way that watch catches light is just pornographic. It's so beautiful. That's one of their best songs. Adrian Smith wrote the best Maiden songs. Gotta say that. That guy... He wrote great songs. All Steve Harris's, they're all doom, 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 so he could gallop away. You ever try to play like that? It's hard.
Yeah, I worked on it for years.
Oh, you did?
I do the finger switch as well.
Oh, you do? Wow.
Because he's doing it all night. So it dum diddle dum 3 fingers. And then he switches.
Oh, fuck.
To give it a rest.
To give it a rest.
If you see the close-up videos, you see him do it.
Sure. I
did that for years after I saw that. I need to do that.
You need to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
He's a flatline player too. He's another flat guy. You ever watch those two bass players that have a YouTube channel? The one guy wears a glove. He's got some skin anomaly and he wears this thing that's made for bass players. Anyway, it's cool. They're both really good. And they were talking about McCartney and his tone all night. And not once did they mention, I said, guys, McCartney plays flats. He's a flat player for that weird twangy. They were going through all the best McCartney tones over the years, and they're talking about best bass. I think Paul McCartney is probably the best rock bass player that ever was. Forget about great talent and technique and the Mark Kings and all those guys. I mean, who's the best bass player? Do you think McCartney's one of them? You do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His musicality.
Yeah, his musicality is amazing.
Yeah.
Logan Hall, pretty easy to gallop with 3 fingers, but can you do it with 2? Who, Django Reinhardt? I mean, that guy had 2 fingers, right? Isn't that all he had?
Yeah.
M8324. Hello, how are you all tonight? The day has been shite. The dark cloud came out of nowhere, kind of surprised me. Midlife crisis, maybe. Any suggestions to what films or shows to get rid of this? Do you know what? Have you seen Ted
what
Lasso?
happened?
Do you know this guy? Do you know M8324?
Yeah, I've seen him before.
Okay, so let's have
shite. Dark cloud came from nowhere. Okay, kind of surprised me. Okay, sorry to hear that. Whatever it is, midlife crisis. Maybe. Any suggestions what films to watch to get? Well, do you want to watch light stuff or do you want to watch heavy stuff?
No, we want something that'll brighten their day. Well, we're sorry to hear about that. Listen, man, depression and the blues can come on no matter what. You can get triggered by anything. Just know that like you're in a room full of like some of the nicest people in the whole wide world. So everybody give a nice shout out, all you Bashard Beautifuls, to M8324. I don't know if you've seen Ted Lasso, but you know what? That show came along it's such a feel good show. It's light and it's fun. And it was during COVID where you instantly get to know all these likable characters. And it just brings you up and makes you think, oh, wow, there's better shit out there than this. I think Ted Lasso is probably one of the most uplifting feel good shows ever in TV. I loved it. Did you like it?
I got through an episode or 2. Just didn't last. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing with so many shows that I get recommended. I get through 2 episodes. I never made it through Succession.
Wow.
Succession got me. It was 2 episodes, maybe 3, maybe. I was just like, everyone's a cunt. I hate everyone.
Oh no, everyone's a cunt. There's no likable person on that show ever. So M8324 don't. Well, maybe you should watch Succession because everyone's
sometimes watching something powerful and interesting brings your mind to another place. What was I watching? I'll tell you what I was watching. I was watching Secrets of Lies.
Oh,
the British movie, brilliant. It's a little hard to watch sometimes, but it's also quite powerful. Mike Leigh, director, very touching, very real. That guy shows real England like no one else.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
What's that other movie in that vein?
I was watching Ides of March.
That's a good one.
Which is politically, you should watch that because it's so insightful. It's the Democratic primaries behind the scenes, and it's got Philip Seymour Hoffman. Man, is that guy a fucking great actor? Oh yeah, what I was watching recently, and Philip Seymour Hoffman is in it. The Late Quartet.
Oh yeah,
man, that's a beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Oh shit. Catherine Keener, whatever her name is, Catherine Keener, whatever.
Catherine Keener, underused. She was so big in the like late '90s, early noughties, and she's the 40-year-old virgin.
Seymour Hoffman, Christopher Walken's in it, of course. He's the cellist.
Yeah,
and that's just wow.
That was a terrific,
perfectly made little movie. My God.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, that's some good choices. Look who's back. Adrian Rader with a nice comment. Watch Pi. Great movie. Requiem for a Dream.
Same director.
She should have won
Aronofsky.
Aronofsky. Brighten your day right up. Indeed.
No, not at all. Are you being facetious? I assume.
What? Me?
Pi and
he's being facetious.
The 2 darkest.
Obviously, it's very dark. Rufus, I never warmed us to Succession either. I was hooked on that like a crackhead. I was going down alleys.
I think you need to get like 6 or 7 episodes in, then you get hooked, right?
I have a 3-episode rule. I give a show 3 episodes, and then I make the call.
I think I got 3 in, and I was just like, I fucking want to kill everyone in this show.
They're all the most
And
evil.
there's
There's
just
no one in the
I'm
show.
not learning anything. I'm just seeing horrible people being horrible.
That's all you're gonna see in that movie. But there's brilliant acting that goes on later on.
Okay,
Maybe
here's a beautiful movie to watch, and it's very touching. It's called Everybody's Fine.
Oh yeah.
It's got Robert De Niro. It's actually a remake of an old Italian film. It's a remake, and in the Italian film, he's an older man, and his wife has passed away, and he's still trying to keep contact with his kids, and they're around America. They're in different cities. Yeah. The Italian one, he won't take. He's afraid to fly. A lot of Italians are very afraid to fly, and so the original one, he wouldn't go on a plane. That's not the case in the American one. He has a bit of a heart condition, so he's not allowed to go on a flight. So he has to take trains and buses around. De Niro in a very, very touching role, and by the end of that film, you feel it's such a warm, lovely feeling. There's a lot of sadness in the film as well, but it's a very nice film to reflect about life. Very, very nice. I don't know what our friend is going through, but maybe something. Sometimes you need to kind of stay in your sad place a little and wallow, and drink a few drinks and shed a few tears, and that's okay. And,
agreed.
You need
call
a film.
Friend.
Something that's too light might be just annoying to you because you don't know what I'm going through. Whereas something with a little bit of that kind of stuff in there might help.
Sometimes it helps to see somebody going through something 10 times worse to make you feel a little bit better.
There's that. Hey, whenever I have any complaints about anything, I go out walking on the Saturday, and there's a little kid there who has Parkinson's and God knows what else is inflicted on him, and it takes him about 6 hours to walk the whole Saturday. And I say hello to him, and he goes, because that's the only way he can say hello. And he's lovely. He's a lovely kid. He must be 16, 18, and everyone in the area says hello to him, and he's lovely. He's wonderful. But I look at that and I go, okay, O'Malley, you don't have any fucking problems, okay?
You don't.
So shut the fuck up, and it smacks me out of it.
Yep. Angela Minichello with 10 Canadian dollars. Dirk, I'm going to send you a note later. You will not believe what a crazy thing that's going on trying to get this PF into the country. Crazy. He has a Parmigiani coming to him.
Oh, he has a Parmigiani.
Yeah.
Is it coming from France or Switzerland? Where is it?
Wherever you order one of those from.
Wow.
He's got a crazy collection that's very unique and nuts. Got an Avanti, crazy shit. Thank you very much for that. Let me give you something that in line with your beautiful stuff. Angelo, so much. Send me that note so I can find out. That's crazy. That's almost as bad as me and Fergal's. I sent him stuff in March, and it's been across the Atlantic 6 times. They send it to America, America sends it back to Ireland. Ireland sends it back to America, America sends it back. Fucking ridiculous. Magic Mike says Christopher Walken was touching in that film, The Late Quartet. In that movie, Late Quartet. Emmett, your brother, says Succession is Shakespeare. I wholeheartedly agree.
I need to keep going.
Yeah, you might have to start over.
I'll start again. It's fine. The first episode, like the kid is like says to the helpers, they're some Hispanic family or something, like, if you can pop this or like play a move in golf or something, I'll give you $1 million. And then they, he's just a cunt about it. Like, it could change your life. And then he gets into a helicopter, and I'm like, all right, I'm like, why am I watching this?
Did you get to the part where something very bad happens?
Probably not. No.
That's when the show starts.
Okay, so it has a turnaround moment. That's great. Well, it's great that it's fucking 3 or 4 episodes in. Thank you very much.
Let me ask you a question. When you see,
I guess they're setting up characters. I understand that.
They are. So that's
it's just episodes and episodes. Like in a movie, you have the set. Like I mentioned,
Yeah.
What did I mention? Secrets and Lies. The
Secrets
first
and Lies,
half
yeah.
hour of that movie, or 40 minutes of that movie, is the setup of all the different characters, and you're wondering what they have to do with one another, and then you begin to feel it, connect the dots, and go, "Oh shit!" There's, So yeah, I'm not an impatient viewer. I'm not. But 3 episodes in, I'm like, oh man, when is this going to
that's
get
when
touching or
starts.
interesting, or when am I
I
like?
hear you.
Do you get invested in the characters?
Oh my God, no!
You do?
You'll hate them
No?
all.
You
But
hate them?
start to fall in love with Shiv, and Kendall's a cunt. Kendall's the one that you didn't like that gets in the helicopter. But something so unbelievable. Let me ask you a question. When you see these entitled little twats, and you just want to smack the rich off of their fucking golden noses, when you see something unbelievably bad happen to one of them, and they are so fucked, it is one of the most rewarding things you'll ever see.
I see.
And
That's why Emma thinks it's Shakespeare, because no one's ever likable in Shakespeare.
no, they're generally not.
Like in the Scottish play, no one was likable. In Hamlet, I mean Hamlet himself, maybe. In Richard III, he was completely unlikable, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point.
So maybe that's what he means by that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'll give it another
It's
shot.
good.
Hey,
Get to
listen,
the
I'd
party.
love nothing more than to get invested in some fucking thing with a shitload of episodes where I can binge and
And
just
you will.
eat snacks and drink tequila.
That's what I did with Lost.
Lost was good for that, yeah. And it
I
took me
binged the
2 or
shit
3
out of it.
episodes to get into that.
Yeah,
I
me
think it was the
too.
third. Was it the third? The first one I thought, this is crap.
Crap. So did I.
But I think it was the third one.
When they found that thing, I lost.
When
my
they found
marbles.
some stuff, and there were people on that island before, and then you're like, oh, and then next thing it turned into crack cocaine, and I couldn't put it away.
And then the smoke monster and all that shit. I was like, oh, shoot me up. Yeah.
Breaking Bad was like that too. Breaking Bad, the
Yeah.
first few episodes, and then you begin to get very fucking invested. So
Look at that. There was not a likable character on that show either. Hank was the only likable person on that show.
Hank was good.
The only likable person. What was her name? Skylar, his wife.
Oh my God, she was insufferable. If I ever go back and watch Breaking Bad from the beginning to the end again, which I might do, I'm gonna fucking just fast forward Skylar the whole time.
God, she's the worst. Worst.
Walt, what did you do? Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
You're right. Yeah, Hank Schrader, right?
Yeah,
it's great.
Hank was amazing.
Yeah.
Ray with €2. The feel-good movie is Peanut Butter Falcon. I don't know Peanut Butter Falcon. Do you know that? Do you know what that is? I have no idea. M83024 Adam Radar. He's thanking everybody for all the great. You're welcome, man. This is a great place to find. If whatever we don't know, everybody else knows. $18.99 on Netflix was awesome. Just one season was produced, though probably because Netflix leads another season of celebrity stuff. That's true. And if you're looking for a good laugh Catastrophe on Amazon, it's great. It's Sharon Horgan. She's an Irish comedian and writer, and Rob Delaney, the Twitter star. And that's a really funny. It's drama, comedy, dramedy, but it's funny as fuck. And it's real Irish humor. So if
Rob Delaney is the big kind of.
He's like John Hamm's giant brother. Yeah. If John Hamm's Neanderthal brother.
Yeah, I think I see it the way you're seeing it. I'll tell you the way I'm seeing it. It doesn't look like anything like him, but he's kind of beardy and he has a little bit of a gay voice.
Oh, he seems a little gay, yeah.
Right. Yeah. That guy's a big Palestine guy, by the way. Saw him recently in an interview.
And he's a big NHS guy too.
You know what else is because he went to England and he saw how it works.
His kid had brain cancer.
That's right. You know what else is good? If he'd missed it, Queen's Gambit was excellent. I know they were going to make part 2.
Masterpiece.
I binged that. I did too. Happened upon it. It came up as suggested, and I clicked it. And within the first episode, I was hooked, and I was hooked for the entire thing to the end. I couldn't stop.
She's riveting.
Yeah, but it's just the story and the way it's all put together.
Yeah, it was beautifully done. Well, it's chess. I mean, it's one of the
At the
greatest
very
things.
last, I don't want to give too much away, but the very last thing is she starts looking up at the ceiling in the middle of the thing. Like that's, I love when stories do that full circle.
Yeah.
Like that's really, they made a narrative arc. Like they planned that out like beautifully. That's the one thing I can say about Lost. You assume that there's a narrative arc, but there never was. I think they were making shit up
as they went.
Yeah, that's not cool.
They totally were. Le Carré says peanut butter falcon sounds like some disgusting, dirty American sex act. Le Carré, no offense, but aren't you from France? You guys invented all the nasty, dirty sex acts.
That's right.
All of them.
Every French, and I love French film, but every French film is about a love triangle. It's always about that. And their character exposition lasts for fucking hours.
For hours, yeah. Did you ever see Le Divorce? It's a guilty pleasure movie of mine. It's a Merchant Ivory film. It's got Kate Hudson in it, and she's a divorcee. She's about to become divorced. No, she's the sister of a girl who's going to be divorced, and they're wealthy, and they have a home in Paris, and they have a painting that belongs to them of some saint, but it turns out it's really valuable. But her husband, who's divorcing her, decides he wants it in the divorce. And there's like 3 love triangles in that movie. Because it's French and they love triangles.
They love that stuff.
They do. It's very French. Well, 5 to 7, you're not even allowed to ask your wife where she was. Because that's when she takes her lover.
That's right. Sans cassette.
Yeah, that's what they do. I mean, isn't that so evolved?
Yeah. Remember I had that conversation with Chloe on the phone channel?
Yeah.
She was like, good deal. She's like, so they can't ask for anything? Good deal.
Yeah.
Is it every day or just once a week? Like,
Yeah.
Jesus, she's planning this shit out.
Yeah, well, they all do, because it's just the way society works there.
Christ.
That's why the French are so like, is great bottle of wine, some beautiful duck, some beautiful bread, and then to make love with Chloe or Monique, and then I go home to my wife. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful life. That's what they do. Roar the Tiger says a great movie is Macaulay Culkin's first film, The Rock at Gibraltar. That was a beautiful film. Fantastic.
Never saw him.
It's a good one. Le Carré says, tout bon, tout con, mon ami. And M8324. I tend to enjoy Better Call Saul. I couldn't get through that show. There you go. Remember I told you that, Ush? Yeah. I kept watching the same episode over and over and over again. I never got past episode 2.
It's slow. It's so slow.
I never got through it.
It really is.
And
but
I love that guy.
It's so good and so slow for that.
Super duper
so
slow.
Good for that reason.
Super duper slow. Guys, I think we're at the end of our rope here on this beautiful Friday, 2 hours and 17 minutes in on the iBashers Network. Thank you, everybody who showed up for the Super Chats. Mr. Mike Callen, Andrew Wolkovich, Des Farrell, Stephen Minaj, Ray, JHB, Valve789, Angelo Minichello, and Ray again. You guys are best, and thank you for joining us on our special
What watch you have
Classic. I'm wearing my Speedy.
Nice.
I've had her on all day. I switched hands just because I'm on the show. Because I can't wear it over here because I just get mad.
Right.
And I don't want to do that because then I'll be doing this all night. Where's the scratch? I'm still in that phase. Not so much with the Speedy, but the Milgauss I'm crazy insane about.
I reckon you're not even wearing that thing anymore. Now that you have all these lovely watches in your collection.
No, I wore the Milgauss all day yesterday. All day. I bet you she's still keeping perfect time.
What are you wearing tomorrow to the SS United?
Oh, I'm that will get the shit kicked out of it. I'm certainly not wearing this.
No,
I'm not wearing the Milgauss to that.
Oh,
It's dangerous, that place.
Oh, okay.
Oh, jagged steel and missing doors and ladders. I'm going to be climbing up 150 feet up a ladder tomorrow.
Oh, so wear something like a beater. Yeah.
I'm gonna wear something maybe I'll wear the Field and Marine because it's made for that kind of shit,
Right.
For like seafaring blokes, right? Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, that's probably a smart idea. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. I know that thing is built for, but I'm just, I saw that video of somebody who broke the green sapphire. I was like, I would die. My heart would stop right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be like,
too precious. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that. So thanks, everybody. Roar the Tiger says, thanks for the stream. No, thank you. Asheen, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, man.
I watched some of your show. It was fucking great, hilarious. And thank you to everybody. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I'll post the thumbnail either tonight after I find out my schedule, but I will be live streaming from Philadelphia. And I will take footage on the inside, like really nice HD shit that I'll put up online after the fact because I won't be able to get a signal in that ship. But I'll see you all tomorrow and then back for Sunday Mass on Sunday. Watch Fashion Police with this guy and the beautiful Michaela de Chatillon. And then back for Dirk Weekdays, Tuesday through Thursday, every day on the iBashers Network. Thank you all. Thanks, Ish.
Yeah, man.
Guys, remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. And always remember that when you encounter unkindness, you can't always know what that person is going through. Something terrible could have happened in life, or maybe not. Maybe that person's nice. Maybe that person's not. Maybe that person is just a giant cunt.